It's a fine morning for some Counter-Strike action, for some Asian Counter-Strike action to be more precise. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Perfect World Asia League Fall Edition 2020. This is day 11, or if you're going to be going week-wise, it's week 3. Day 1 kicking things off, of course, is going to be 3 best of 3s here today. My name is Blair. I'm going to be bringing you guys the action, but before that, we have a recap for Sunday, where we had some fantastic games. So if you missed that, here we go. Small little recap made by PGL. That's a risky play from Olivia, and he is getting hunted down. Oh, Pro should have waited for a flash of the smoke to blue, but they're going to go peeking in one by one, and Olivia is going to shut it all down. 3 kills for him. Poppy and Wits, they're shutting it down, and it's a 2v4 favoring Bren.
Papatrullo, he's always the rocket. He's gonna pull it off again. 4 kills.
Go tell her, tell liar, tell that midnight rider, tell the gamblers, the revelers, the backbiters, tell them the God's gonna cut them down. Tell them the God's gonna strike them down.
Oh, Olivia, I thought he'd missed, but he actually hits the shot. He goes back for a second, a third kill from Olivia. What a god. Again, another big step up from Olivia. He does not stop.
Oh, wow. From Techno, though. Again, showing his stuff. He's got to be careful over the edge of the smoke. He's going to find one. He doesn't have many bullets left in the chamber, but he's going to connect the shots. This kid is ridiculous. Slowly spots the first, spots that Hawk as well, and that's the double that slowly needed.
Pistols up close, though. This is so dangerous. Hawk expertly deals with every single one of them.
Of course. He jumps over one of their heads, kills him with a Mac 10, takes the off. Oh, God.
Go tell her, tell liar.
The spray, 1, 2, 3. He's getting them all, lighting them up. The USB comes out to finish off Hawk, and Kaz is running for his life.
Tell them the God's gonna strike them down.
Jam Young, no, oh my god, he's so sick at this game. What is that ace?
That was an ace?
5. He just killed everyone in like a few seconds.
One of these days you can mark my word. Think her man is way at work.
He's going for the shots, so not really doing anything. And finally, he gets his reward. Okay, 2 versus 2. They need to be very quick moving their way back in here. No scope. 9 is a beast. And now looking for one more. Just one more player. And 9 goes for it. He's won the round. It's not done yet.
Oh my god.
9 saves the day.
For a long time, let me tell you that God's gonna cut you down. You may run.
Oh, the flashbang. How has Cabal pulled this off, Dinko? How has he pulled this off? Advent aware, but doesn't matter. Cabal's gonna find 2.
You may run. Down.
'Cause now it's a 2v3. Make that a 2v2 as Cabal finds another kill.
No, it's just Kaze. This could be the 14th round for Tiger, and that's
way.
exactly what it is.
God's gonna cut you down.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. We saw some upsets taking place. We saw some matches going the way we expected. Of course, with Asian Counter-Strike, you never know. And today we have 3 best of 3s. Well, honestly, I have no which way it's going to go. Joining me, as always, on this journey to take you guys through the action, it's going to be Mitchman, we got Dinko, and of course, as always, we got Tom Biz. Gentlemen, it's a brand new week. It's week 11. It's a week 11. It feels like week 11. It's day 11, rather. Tom, you feel looking very excited, very... I don't know how to describe it. Like, you seem alive for a change.
Oh, I thought you were going to say dead inside, but yeah, live works too. Like that works as well for me. No, I'm looking forward to a new week. I'm hoping that maybe we'll see a few less upsets. Some of the top teams actually performing a little bit better as we edge our way closer towards the playoffs. I'm also hoping that Hwatsai get a win.
You're hoping for Hwatsai to get a win.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I want him to
a
get a
first.
win.
Mitch, do you agree with his sentiment?
I still
I
want
know.
After to lose all of their matches. Just I want Hwatsai to get a
Mitch
win.
pulled a Mitch. I don't know what you call that.
I did.
Go on,
I
Mitch.
did.
Go on.
I was just
Repeat
saying.
again.
I think Tom's turned a new leaf in life because he's got some positivity for once. This isn't a Tom thing. Usually he's the one that sat here cursing players out. So I'm excited to cast at this guy and see his new positive outlooks. Maybe we get a bit of Destroyer later on, and he can tell me all the things he loves about watching
Nothing.
that player.
Oh,
Never
there
mind.
we go. You broke him. It took exactly 30 seconds for Mitch to just break Tom over there. Dinko, you're looking good. You're looking fine. You're looking fab.
Oh,
How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm good.
he's taken.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, blow. We can keep it under wraps. But we got very exciting matches coming up today. And obviously, when you have a look at some of the teams, there's a lot of question marks beside them coming into this week. They have to perform. I think the key team is probably Beyond, right? They're the team that have just completely embarrassed themselves with some of the losses they've got. And so their playoff dream still is alive. But moving forward, they need to win every single match.
Every single match, and we do have them playing later on again today. And let's take a look at the results from Sunday first. We had some interesting matchups. We did see a couple of games not really go the way we expected. Beyond just smacking Bren on the behind, just completely dismantling them. And that was a good resurgence coming out from Beyond. You know, they still have a chance, like Dinko mentioned over there. We saw Tai Lu, as usual, dropping a map and then just finishing it off very
Classic.
convincingly over Checkmate. However, Checkmate, they really have impressed us despite this loss. And they are definitely a team that we're all going to be keeping an eye on for the duration of the event. And the final matchup, of course, was Vici versus Tiger. Vici, once again, falling. But this time, it wasn't against Tai Lu. It was against Tiger, which was surprising to say the least, but Tiger, you know, really stepping it up, showing what they've got here. They've been having a late resurgence as well. And with those results, let's take a look at the placings as we have here, the group standings, so to speak,
so
where
close.
I believe Tai Lu should be on
Look
top.
at
now.
the
sure, no
bottom of the
problem.
board.
That
Sixth,
is
seventh,
just
eighth, ninth.
insane.
All
And then,
on
of
the
course, we
same
have
points,
Hwatsai.
same wins, same losses. Like
And
that
fighting
is
for one
terrifying.
place.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
the-
it depends what happens with Checkmate. Obviously, I think the
course.
teams, the top 4, I don't see any of them dropping out because they basically need to win 1 or 2 games and then they're done. Whereas at the bottom, it can go anywhere. It really can. So beyond that, well, we talk about them having to win every single one of their games. There's probably a world where they don't, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to be the ones taking that risk.
I mean, if you look at the round difference, Mitch, and you look at the fact that Beyond, yeah, they still have to play Vici later on, but they still have 3 other games, one of them being against Tiger. There is still a world, there is still a parallel universe where Beyond are able to pull through.
Oh, definitely. I think for Beyond, the reality is, you know, 6th is still good enough if they can maintain that position, and they shouldn't be losing to After, Bren, Hwatsai, any of these guys. So I think that, you know, looking at 6th or potentially above Checkmate isn't unreasonable, but it's a bit depressing, to be honest, that that's where Beyond are at. This team should be doing a whole lot more. They've been together a long time. I think Olivia's been phenomenal throughout this tournament as well. So considering he is showing up and delivering a big performance in a lot of their games, and they're still in that position where they have really looked like one of the bottom tier teams in this event, that is upsetting.
That's the most
indeed
upsetting part.
Yeah,
It's the fact that Olivia is actually performing.
I just have to just jump into the the schedule of the day, but you can probably talk over it, Dinko. We do, of course, have a schedule right here, but Olivia, Dinko, like someone we really need to see kind of deliver again and again for this team, right?
Yeah, and he's been doing it, and they've still been losing, which is the most depressing part. And like we said, this team, they're just strange. They have firepower across the board, but they never really seem to show it all at the same time. But today's schedule is a pretty exciting one. I think Invictus Gaming versus Bren. Now, this is a gameplay. I don't really know how this one's going to go. Either Bren are going to not show up like they did the last time around and just get absolutely banged out, or it's going to be a long series. And then Tyler versus Sigma, that's one that Tyler, I just hope they close
quick
it.
2-0,
I
maybe?
hope they get the 2-0 play.
Okay, that's very optimistic of Dinko. And of course, the final game of the day is, for me, the match to watch. It's going to be Tiger, who've been looking fantastic recently. They beat Vici, and then they're going to be facing up against Beyond, who are now battling for survival. But let's talk about the first game of the day here. Tom, it is, of course, going to be good old Invictus versus Bren. Speaking of Invictus, it just reminds me of that tweet sent out by Pilsky from Down Under about, who was it? It wasn't Destroyer. It was Bottle running in through the flames, surviving on 1 HP and still winning the duel. That was one of the most ludicrous rounds of Counter-Strike, ludicrous plays I've seen in the past 1 week. It's just insane, the things this team does.
Yes, it's evident that stupidity can work on the odd occasion. So, and that pretty much is how this Invictus team seem to run as a mantra, is they will prove to us again and again that somehow stupidity can work. Because they seem to be one of those teams where I genuinely don't know what they're doing half the time. I think it's going to be interesting to see how they play versus Bren, who again have not been fantastic themselves, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, we do have the map Vito.
They pick Inferno again?
Dinko, you seem to have some moments about this.
I don't think the first two maps are all that good for Invictus, to be honest. Every time I see them on these two maps, I want to pull my hair out. And yeah, it's Invictus going for the Inferno pick. They overpass ban pretty normal. But yeah, that's just going to be either a clean game from Invictus where they just take it away and all the mistakes work out for it, or it's going to be one of those matches where, you know, it's going to be an after scenario again where they end up falling away to Bren. Train, I think this is going to be a close affair.
I don't get, Mitch. I don't get why Invictus keep picking Inferno. Like, please, I've tried to make sense of their Inferno pick. I try to look at the good signs we've seen from Invictus, and to be very honest, I see barely anything apart from flying just showing up.
Yeah.
Apart from that, like, let's go back to the previous Inferno they played, Mitch, and I remember Shaosagi basically being an entry frag for almost every single round on the T side.
Yeah, 100% with you on that one. I think this is a really, really odd decision. What I will say, though, is they did just play against D13, and they beat them 16-3 in the FunSpark qualifier, but we also don't see D13 here. They failed to qualify, so there's obviously some issues there, even though that lineup seems to maintain the majority, like rate, score, annihilation, very capable team. So yeah, I think for Invictus, it's an odd pick, but it is their most played map, and I think they're just going with what they're comfortable on. But at the same time, if it's your most played map and you're so inconsistent on it, then that might be a sign to maybe start playing something else.
The other thing is, if you're going to try and fix something on Inferno in official matches, why not do it against Bren, right? One of the weakest teams that you could go up against. So I think that's kind of probably a mentality here for Invictus. They're going to be confident going up against Bren no matter where they are right now. And Inferno is one of their comfort grounds in the past. It's one of the maps they play the most. So if they are to fix some mistakes, a good team to do it against is Bren.
And very quickly, Tom, like what confuses me rather for the side of Bren is like how they seem to have the right idea, the right approach to CS. We see some pretty cool moments out of them, but it kind of falls flat. Like, go back to the Beyond game, like something's missing in this team apart from just firepower. Well, what do you think it could be?
I don't know. I think they're still in a teething period of Micro coming into the squad. I think he's been fairly underwhelming in the majority of their matches. And again, consistency. I also do think the firepower is a bit of an issue. I think they've got the likes of Derek and then Wits and Pappy on occasions. Yeah. But the problem is you don't know if they're going to show up. And then the other two players, Well, let's call them support players for now because I don't really know what role they're going to be playing.
But Tom,
they are
support isn't a
falling
real
off
role.
the wagon. Yeah, well, there you go then, Blair. That's kind of the point I'm making.
Just to be very clear about it for our viewers, probably they're like, oh, they're support players. Yeah. Anyway, let's take a. I mean, screw it. Let's just jump into the game. I think we have the game almost ready, but before that, let's take a look at very quick predictions. I think this could go. Honestly, I feel like this is one of those games which could really
Easy
go
2-0.
either way. All right, there we go.
can't
Tom with an
predict
easy
that, though.
2-0 for whom? For Bren?
For Invictus, you know. My boy
Okay.
Viva, he's going to come out swinging today. Headshots with the Deagle. I definitely believe that 50% of the time.
All right. And what about you? You mentioned the 4 Deagle magic going to be going the way of Invictus?
I feel like it will. I'm going to say 2-1. But a lot of this is based on the confidence. You know, we were talking behind the scenes, and Tom was giving me a lot of words about Destroyer and how solid he is. I think his decision
Absolutely.
Holiday
making,
Gang entry fragged.
exactly. But also his decision making is what impressed Tom the most. He said he really he would model any player
It's
off
almost
Destroyer's
as good as
gameplay.
Bottle's decision making.
So I'm guessing it'll be 2-1 though. In all seriousness, I think Brad had the capability of taking train. I think Inferno's been a little bit shaky for Invictus as well. I could see them winning the series. It's unlikely though. It should be 2-1 to Invictus. Maybe they have a hiccup along the way and drop a map.
All right. And Dick, how about you?
I think I'm just going to have to go with a 2-0 for Invictus. I could definitely see a world in which Bren do take a map just because of how inconsistent and shaky Invictus have looked. But Bren don't give me enough confidence, never give me enough faith, and I'm never going to predict in favor of Bren.
Well, there we go. I'm going to go 2-0 with Invictus. I feel like Destroyer is going to be really stepping it up today and, going to be making Tom a very happy man. But gentlemen, thank you, Tom. Mitch, I'll see you guys after this map. Have fun. And, of course, it's going to be Dinko and myself to bring you guys the action. And it's going to be a hell of a game if you ask me, Dinko. I feel like Bren, it's just so 50-50, right? For Invictus, we know what we're going to get. We're going to get some cool moments. We're going to see Flying stepping up and always delivering. We're going to see Xiao Sage kind of being 50-50. We're going to see Viva either just like take that AWP and wield it like a beast or, just fall flat. It's kind of expected elements when it comes to Invictus. When we talk about Bren, it's 50-50. We might see a team who look like perhaps the best team in the tournament, or we might see them completely crumble like they did against Beyond. So it's an interesting team.
I mean, they're never going to look like the best team in the tournament. I think Bren's peak is just being able to at least take a couple of maps close against some of the better teams in the tournament. And that's not going to be enough. Like, moving forward, they just don't have the firepower, Blair. And that's something we've talked about since PAL Summer, right? Is the fact that they lack in the firepower department. And we've had big step-ups. Derek's been consistent across pretty much every series we've had. So that's impressive for Bren. But Chulo has had his moments where he's kind of having to be the player to pull them out of the holes, win a couple of important rounds for them. Witz has had a couple of maps where he kind of has this star or-esque performance, but he's not consistent in that role. He never will be. Micro has not been the addition that they need. He just hasn't been. And we can talk about it from day one, saying, okay, fair enough, we'll give him some leeway. New player, coming in, playing it in the biggest tournament he's probably played in, and against some of the best teams. But now he's had his time to kind of warm up into it. And if you're going to be a player that makes it in the Asian scene, right? If you're going to be a player that comes in and you're going to fix this team, you got to start swinging straight away, right? And he's not really done that. He's definitely fallen flat. And I think, yeah, you can say a couple of positions he's been put in, not exactly favorable. But then again, do you really want that from a young Counter-Strike player? The fact that they can't adapt, they're stuck in their ways already? I don't. So I think right now this is probably looking like a pretty rough brand that probably won't do a whole lot.
I've actually been looking at what's happening in Southeast Asian scene right now. And NG Esports, they're a Thai-based organization, and they have picked up Impression from BTRG.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
You're right. And they're building like a super teams. And I've been kind of like having this mental exercise in my head. I'm like, okay, English-speaking Asian super team. Now, you have Impression as an in-game leader. The guy's been around for quite a while. Who would you pick up? And I think about it, I'm like, I'd pick up Derek. I'd 100% pick up Derek right there. Like Derek, maybe Ronin Baby, because, even though he's Chinese, the fact that he's playing for the Singaporean team, I'd even pick up Neff. I feel like Neff is really overshadowed by by Ronin on that Huatai side, but just unfortunately, since they don't have any wins, it's really hard to really hype him up. But you know what? We're going to be jumping in straight into the game. It is going to be a pistol round going live here, Denko. The map pick from Invictus and Bren opting to start on the CD side. We have two players playing towards Banana. Derek jumps, gets stuck there for a second, looked a little scary, and no one's going to check for CsGo. Wits! That is just unfortunate. At least Poppy does reply back with a trade, but he's going to get taken down, and Derek's just going to bait his teammates, trying to find 2 kills, tapping away, and Derek is just a genius as Micro catches Bottle running with the bomb towards Speedway. Now CsGo. He got the opening kill. Now he's got to get the closing kills as well. The 1v3, bomb down, spotted out, and the backup should be arriving, but they're still quite a distance away. Now CsGo doesn't make haste here. He's going to have to take a battle simultaneous with 3 players, and I love how Micro's playing this. Not giving anything. They know where the bomb is planted, and this one's done, Dinko.
Yeah, he just keeps falling back away. This round definitely looking like a foregone conclusion. CsGo would have to step up massively. There's 53 seconds in play, though, so we can try and figure this out. Going towards spawn. Moving forward, Micros. And peek out to the right side. It's not going to work out, though, for CsGo. He's been given opportunity after opportunity, and now he takes his time as he walks into the triangle of death. Look to the left side. There's a little bit of damage. Finally, a follow-up kill. It's Pro going down. 30 seconds now. Has another chance in towards Archway. Well, this is the most annoying pistol round I've seen in a long time, but CsGo is still given chances. He's found a headshot. Now goes back for more. Micro giving him the 1 versus 1, but he'll win the fight. Oh, that pistol was way too long. That was just one of the longest pistol rounds I've ever casted.
It's still not as close as that attacker 1v1 on the Mirage B-bomb site.
Ridiculous. Oh, get me out, Bluff. Why is that? I forgot about that.
How does Wits not check this? I mean...
Yeah, you're walking logs. You're just walking straight down Banana. Just, that's it. You don't get to check logs at all. Well, I bet he's going to check it again, Blah. There's no world in which he goes past there, gets absolutely wrecked, and doesn't check it the next time. So at least he's learned his mistake, hopefully.
Yeah, that's what the L stands for, learning.
Well, Wits... There's another learning experience for him. CsGo running forward with the MAC-10, nearly gets a second kill, but he's alone. And there's no quick trade. Instead, Micro getting the kill, falling back to the B-bomb site. Now, Invictus, well, they're forced by. Got off to a pretty good start, but the piercing wasn't quite there. They were kind of left behind. They couldn't quite capitalize on the small opening that CsGo was able to get for them. So slows down once again. Bren back into control, but the hit into this B-bomb site, it's going to be quite a difficult affair to hold on to if you're Bren, right? You got a bunch of different pistols, an SMG running at you, and they're in the hands of the Invictus players. Now, these players, we talk about it all the time, are incredible in the force buys.
Yeah, they are, and that could be a problem. They still have 4 smokes, Dinko. They haven't used any of the smokes, and here it comes. It's going to be smoke on the side. Oh, nice flash bang, but still Micro spraying blinded. He's going to get double peeked here. There's no way he's going to survive this. There's a player right behind him. It's going to be Bottle is going to just find him through the coffins, and like you said, Dinko, they're just falling apart. Bomb's going to be planted. Bro's got an MP9, which at range is going to be quite ineffective, and it's going to come down to Mr. Derek again, who's down to 72 points of health, but he's got to wait for the smoke to dissipate. I don't see any kit either for the CT, so this is going to be very hard. Another smoke being used. That should be the call for the save. There's literally no entry possible, and Derek's just going to be looking for some exits. But Invictus, the pistols, and the SMGs, they make it work. What's kind of worrying there, Dinko, is a oh, nice shot from Derek.
Oh, okay.
Well, bomb just kills. Might as well.
I mean, take something away, at least here for Bren. On 1, Invictus tied things up, but it was saying something was worrying you, Blah.
Yeah, rounds like that. What worries me there? It's a 4v2, right? The Invictus players, they have they have a rifle. They had an SMG and a rifle over in the B bomb site. And look at the way they just got completely destroyed. The SMG player from CD spawn not able to get a single kill. Yes, they didn't have any utility remaining, But still, the fact that they fell apart that easily, it worries me, because when the buy rounds happen, you're going to be seeing more of the same from Invictus, right? You're going to be seeing just charging on in with like a UMP, or like maybe a MAC-10 leading the way, and of course the AKs in the hands of someone like Mr. Flying and even Bottler. Destroy doesn't spot out a shadow. Did he not see him there? That's kind of weird. It should be a free kill for Pro if he times it right. But it's going to play this one smart, not going to be facing Bottle. It's going to rattle off a couple of bullets through the smoke, but so far, no casualties yet.
A slower start here. This time Invictus heading their sights towards this A-bomb site. Currently 3 players here on the defense. You've got Pro close towards the long side of brackets. He's got a Molotov at the ready to pop in front of them as they push through. But Invictus setting up. The smoke will go in. Now it looks like the execute will be coming in very shortly in towards this A site. Invictus setting up with 2 players on the opposite end of this long smoke. They're going to be waiting, biding their time, and eventually they're going to start running through it. Pro's got the perfect timing on that Molotov. That might just force Invictus forward, actually, but it's going to be destroyed with the first kill. Papachulo going down. Another push comes in towards the long side. Pro falls in the archway without a single kill. And now it's on Derek to try and do something from the apartments. He's got an AK-47 and multiple players running him down. Wits, Derek, and Micro with it all to do, but they've got the kills back here. 3 versus 3. And quite a bit of damage inflicted on the Invictus players. They're pinned in the bomb site. 2 players stuck on the site itself. They're trying to fight their way out of it. There's the headshot from Gate, delivered from the mini pit. Viva as well, following up, and that does leave their star player Derek in a 1 versus 3 round. But he has no kit. He only has the 1 flashbang, and saving an AK-47 into the next round seems like enough of a win for him to back off and save.
I really like how Invictus just isolated Derek and didn't allow him any entries, right? They knew he had an AK-47, they knew he had the 1-tap potential, and of course, they knew how good Derek can be. So I like the way they played that, not really giving him any opening, any opportunity to get a kill, and allowing the retake to happen. So Invictus, yeah, they bleed a few players out, but they saved the 3 rifles. I'm going to be pretty happy with that. For Bren, though, it was a 4 spy, so it's going to be just pistols all around. Derek's going to be dropping his deagle towards Micro. And of course, he has an AK-47 to work with. Kevlar, flashbang, and it's going to purchase himself a smoke. That's about it. And for Invictus, Dinko is just about playing the anti-eco, right? Destroys the man on a mission. He's got that MAC-10. Let's see, we have faster play here towards B, where it is only Micro and Wits, a deagle, and a USP. So, should be easy pickings for Destroyer.
He's going to start waiting behind the smoke. Like you said, easy pick should be coming his way. Currently, the bomb is all the way back in spawn, though, so they're going to go back and pick that up. You're going to start gathering outside of this B-bomb site. You have 1 prong of the approach over towards the A side of the map. It's Bottle. Bottle has pretty much been just put into the roles that Oi was playing. Gate, he's going to find a headshot. Micro going down. Wits trying his best, but he's going to be overrun, and Destroyer just charging them down. It does leave Pro, Papi Chulo, and Derek left into a 3 versus 5. One that they will not be getting even close to doing enough damage. Or at least even getting close to the bomb side. They probably just get dispelled as they went around the corner of Speedway. Pro, to peek out and shoulder bit. And obviously, they want to carry this AK into the next one.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to just stick around if I'm Derek. I don't think it's really worth it. Like, even if you take away the guns, you want that AK-47, right? It is obviously a better weapon compared to, well, apart from the AWP, better than any M4, but Derek's going for the full commit, so he's going to have money to buy anyway, but personally, I would have stuck around with the AK, but maybe he likes the M4, Dinko. Maybe he's more comfortable with the CT weaponry. What do I know?
I mean, maybe he's thinking he's going to do a lot of damage. Maybe that's something. Maybe his idea was to too much damage you could do to the T-side economy. But Invictus is starting to look real comfortable right now, right? A couple of players over 5k already, or over 4k at least, 1 over 5. 3-1 on the board. Invictus not in a bad spot right now. If they win this round, they're going to be feeling very comfortable at the start of Inferno. And I feel like they do need a lot of team rounds here, Blood, because I just don't want to see their CT side all that much, to be honest.
Yeah, it is rough, isn't it? Especially this B bomb site. which seems to be a problem for both the teams. Oh, the contact peak from CsGo. Ooh, that got a little scary from his shout. But he's going to do a smart thing and fall on back. The smoke's going to keep him at bay as well. In the meantime, the rest of his team are going to go poking and prodding towards the department's area. They haven't given a lot of real estate to work with. Look at the time. It's a minute and 15 seconds on the clock. Don't really have any brackets control due Bren. However, they're going to be re-aggressing now. This I like. If they do re-aggress here about in the 1 minute or 50-second mark, at least they're going to gather some information. But they're going to be playing a very static angle, Dinko. That does really worry me, because we know how Invictus like just popping out and getting killed. And look at the amount of utility remaining for the Chinese side as well. Wow, what is this rotation, Dinko? What is this rotation?
Well, CsGo catching out Papachulo. The T side kind of stuck in a rough spot right now. The bomb is starting to move forward into this A side at this point. Or at least it looked like a couple of players were wanting to go that way. Eventually going to come back. What was going on here? 23 seconds. Finally they come to the A side. Derek winning by in the mini pit. He's got one headshot as well. That's not a destroyer. He's looking for CsGo, the bomb carrier, but that's not going to work out. The time is starting to be a big problem, but Flying comes in and sweeps up the pit defense, and now, well, it's the safe call. Bren saving into the next round. It's going to be Invictus with it picked up. It wasn't the best of Counter-Strike rounds, I have to say, blood from either side, but it is Invictus that came out on top. They had most of the map control to play with, and they were a little bit in a bit of a weird spot right there. It seemed like they didn't really know what they wanted to commit towards the end.
I think they got, so obviously they weren't expecting, let's be real, I wasn't expecting the rotation from the Arch player towards B. So I don't know what information they gleaned. Maybe they looked at the times like, wait, they haven't really made any play towards either apps or quads or Arch, so maybe that's why he peeled away. That could be the reasoning. And since Invictus weren't expecting that, they get a kill towards a player, towards Library, towards Moto. They get that kill. Now you're expecting 2 players at B, 2 players at A. Now, if you're going to be going for the CT flank or the CT push towards the B bomb site, you want to have at least one of your players playing towards banana, right? Maybe just looking around, taking it slow, gathering information, calling out whatever he hears or whatever he sees, and trying to kind of pincer the B bomb site. Instead, everyone trying to push in towards B. And I guess that's where CsGo is like, hey, wait a minute, we just have 27 seconds, let's head towards A. You know, it'll be easier to take. And even then, it looked a little worrying. You know, Mr. Derek, you know, you can always rely on him getting those multi-kills. Unfortunately, it was just good for one. Even though he did do a lot of damage. And yeah, 4-1 to scoreline Invictus. Money's looking terrifying for the Chinese side. It's almost, what, 9k for CsGo, 8,400 for Flying. Viva and Bottle, an average of like 5,500 between 2 of them. And even Destroyer is the lowest. He's at 3,300. So they're looking very, very flush at money. And as long as they don't lose to this particular kind of like light investment buy from the side of Bren, they should be feeling even more better, but they lose a player. Viva will be taken down with a P250. The gun hasn't been retrieved yet, but they have lost a man.
Well, the T side gathering in banana. They're 1 player down, like you said, Viva getting picked off early on. Not ideal for Invictus, but not the end of the world. So they're going to be going in towards this B bomb site. They're going to be trying to gather up their forces, strengthen numbers. They've got the better weapons. And here comes the attack. This is the best chance for the CT side. We've got an M4 at the back of the site here, but Micro is going to go down after 1 kill. Wits on the M4A, well, that's catching up 1, but it's Bottle doing most of the hard work, and Destroyer catching off the mid-play, but Wits just dives through, denies the bomb plant, and is now into a 1 versus 1. Why are they committing to the bomb plant there? I don't know, but Wits in a 1 versus 1, he's going to pull it off, and Bren, they walk away with a low-buy win. What a terrible round from Invictus. Yeah, again, Blood, just the decision-making that comes in from this team doesn't make sense a lot of the time. The fact that they were planning the bomb with you're alone in the site. Infernal B site is probably one of the worst sites to solo plant because it's just so damn open. You don't get the cover. Your teammates coming up banana. You have time.
And the timing on Wits as well. The moment Destroyer gets a kill onto his teammate there, Wits is like, oh, he's all alone. He's all alone. I think that's when he just pushed the smoke at the right perfect second. And yeah, I completely agree with you. That is so high risk. It wasn't like it was completely out of time. There's still 25 seconds to work with. He could have played it a little bit more safe. The back of the side, wait for his teammate to come in, and then go for a safer plan. I believe they had a little bit of utility remaining as well. Here we go. CsGo. Oh my god, the timing on that. The timing on that. Pro, free kill for him. As my feed seems to have stuck. Oh, it's back. It's fine. Good aggression for Bren. And unfortunate, like, terrible timing from Mr. CsGo.
It's a little bit of a unfortunate start. Unfortunate start is now we stand. The man advantage once again for Bren at the start of the round. Papachulo on the bomb site. Bottle trying to put pressure up in towards A short. He just throws the one flashbang. But look at this hold of the A bomb site from Bren. They've got one player in the banana, that's Wits. He's the AWPer, he can catch that first kill, fall back and delay. This stack of the A side is looking so good for Bren.
Yeah, Invictus just might be walking into a slaughter here, and it's gonna be bot leading the way. Poppy peeking out for more, but that's okay, because guess what? Derek's here, and he's gonna find two that the bomb dropped at his feet. And now it's all on Destroyer, Tom's favorite player from China. He's got a lot of kills to find. 20 seconds on the clock, goes for the spray. The peek's gonna be coming in. Okay, Destroyer, that is unreasonable. 15 seconds on the clock, Witz is gonna have to come running in. He has an AWP, Molotov tossed in, AWP scoped in, Destroyer. 7 points of health. Flashback in his hand, and a Dream is gonna go for the peek. He looks the wrong way, and Witz wins a duel with the USP. But how, in God's name, did Destroyer make that so close, Dinko? It was a 1v4. And honestly, I felt like he had a chance there, especially with Witz carrying the AWP.
He definitely had a chance, and I feel like Bren on towards the safe side, they made the absolute perfect call, though. They had the AWPer stuck in banana, they had a chance there, but Destroyer nearly pulling off one of the most incredible clutches we've seen in a very long time. That would have been the hero play that steps up from Invictus out of what looked to be an unwinnable situation, right? They started the round, they lose the initial kill. The rotation is perfect from Bren. They have every single player in the right place. And oh my gosh, CsGo just avoid banana at the start of the round. He's not having a good time at all. Down to 4 HP. But Bren, they will be very comfortable with that last round win. Now that they've got it under the belt, they'll be happy. It wasn't the closest, sorry, it wasn't the cleanest of rounds. It was very close to D, but they do get it over the line. That's all that matters. It all matters when you get the rounds on the board here early on. Because if you force Invictus to have to do a lot of work on their CT side, that's when you can pick them apart. Given that your T side is competent, which we hope it will be.
Honestly, if I'm Bren, I'll still be happy it won the round.
Oh, yeah,
You're gonna be
still
thanking
disappointed
Witz.
it came that close. But
Look at the money, right? Did they lose this? They're gonna get reset, but I could say the same for Invictus as well. Although it's even more worrying for the CT side, because for the T side, you can maybe have a couple of deagles, a Tech 9, one flash, a smoke, and they can still try and win the round. However, against the CTs, for the CT side, it's going to be much more harder, as Poppy is in a very rough spot. It's going to come down to Mr. Derek again, and he's doing great work here as Witz comes in from behind. They've shut it down. It's all in CsGo. 1v4. Trapped on the bomb site. Molotov's going to just burn him alive here. Actually, it's going to be Witz. Perfectly played. That was so well played by Witz. Just staying inside of Moto, not showing himself, and of course waiting for the Molotov from his teammate. Great hold. And once again, Derek being the hero of the round. He's on 11 kills, Dinko, in 8 rounds.
that's damn impressive from Derek. We talk about him being the star player of this team, being the player that needs to step up for them. And yeah, this is an important game for Bren if they want to be able to hold their heads high in this tournament. Going up against Invictus, if you take that win off them or even play them close and take a map off them, you're going to be feeling pretty happy about that. But Derek is going to be a very important factor in their success. He's 11-5, like you said. Incredible start to this game, but he's under pressure in the apartments. Handles it like a pro. 12-5.
He's been good for a kill every round, and most of the times it's like a double kill for the man. Witz, the wide swing coming out. Just gotta be careful. Doesn't want to give his health away. And now Derek is gonna be easy pickings. Bottles is gonna get taken down as well. And now it's all on flying. And Derek is a rock. He is a turret. This A-bomb site, this pit is his domain. And he's making it known. 5-4. Bren will finally get into the lead. And the money is starting to stabilize quite a bit as well. The stranglehold that Invictus had initially, Dinko, it has really loosened up.
Yeah, they had such a dominant start coming into this. They looked like the team that were going to get off to a fantastic start. We weren't going to have to see their CT side all that much, but wow, this has been a fall from grace, really. CsGo has done the same thing over and over again. This T side has literally no idea what it's doing.
It's literally what we saw in the previous Inferno as
yeah,
well.
they haven't fixed anything. They haven't thought about anything. There's no different approach. It's the same thing. Well, could be Wits catching out flying in the apartments, going in on his own. Man advantage again. Give it away to Bren.
Derek will be swapping positions with Wits. I like the little swap up there. Wits holding the angle. Micro is going to find CsGo. But Viva quickly trading. That's going to draw the rotation. The thing is, can Pro hold on to this side? Yes, he can. Smoke's there, but it's just a smoke. The flashbang is perfect. It is brilliant. And Pro should be taken out. And Poppy! Hey, Poppy, you got to get at least one there, bud. They were so lost. They were so confused. And somehow Poppy doesn't... I don't know if he even landed a single shot there. Maybe he did a bit of damage on the Viva, but that's about it. And suddenly, around where Bren had the opening kill, they found CsGo as well early on. It's just fallen apart. It's a 3v2. It is going to be favoring Invictus. Bombs down, and Wits and Derek, they have everything to do. They got the kits. They have an AWP and an AK-47 Dinko, but as long as Invictus played this right, I don't think they're going to have really much of an opening here. Wits just going to be going for exits, but I don't think he's going to even survive here. Destroyer is going to find him. AWP retrieve for Mr. Viva, and it's going to be Invictus with round number 5.
Finally, a decent enough start from Invictus. I mean, they lose flying early on in the round, but they could recover. That was Invictus just kind of coming into that round again, just the exact same approach. I thought it was going to be the same story. If it wasn't for a couple of mistakes from Bren or even lucky moments, we can say, from Invictus, they probably would have gone in favor of Bren. I mean, the T-side setups are definitely a little questionable. The CsGo straight up banana every single round. He's going to be looking for this big Viva on the T-stars. Molotov does just isolate CsGo again. What is going on? Well, I don't get it, but I don't get why. I can understand why you want to take some early banana control and take that early fight, but haven't they realized that sending him in alone is generally coming out with CsGo losing that battle more often than not?
Yeah, I mean, that's something we've observed, not just in this map, but like you said, in previous games as well. And yeah, I feel like it's a hard time they adapted it. Send 2 players up together. Send him alongside, I don't know, like a Viva. Let him work the AWP. Let CsGo be the bait. At least a trade does take place here. There's no trade at all possible. No damage being dealt towards Wits. And sure, you've taken banana control, but at what cost? You've lost a teammate. You don't have any control towards brackets. Look at the positioning from Pro and Poppy towards top mid. Like, they have all the information in the world. Now, Pro can peel away towards B bomb side. You have Wits here with his AWP trained at the entrance towards B. He has a smoke as well, which he can use right now. But instead, he's just going to use it to smoke himself off. That AWP of Wits is so deadly indeed, Dinko. And it's going to be Micro and Wits playing a totem pole of death on that bomb site. Now it's a 2v4. Wits finds another one, and the flick shot's not going to land. Doesn't really matter. Pro comes out, and Wits, well, he burns alive. But what a Viking, Digger. He stands in the flames and delivers.
It's a Viking performance. And 6 rounds on the board because of it. 6-5 on the board now for Bren. The money gone here for Invictus. They're back down to the Deagles. They'll get 1 AK out in the hands of Bottle, but this has not been the start that Invictus would have been hoping for. 5 rounds T-side. They definitely want more than that. And they'll be charging up straight through banana. This time, CsGo not stopped, not taken down. He's got that top banana control and the Tech 9 to boot. We'll see if he can turn this into an opening kill. He swings by and he takes down Pro. Yeah, Invictus looks better in these kind of rounds by far. And while CsGo gets a second kill as he swings on the Coffin's player, but luckily Papachulo is a god and he'll find himself 3 from CT spawn. It's Destroyer, the last remaining player, and he will go down to the veteran of this Bren team. 7-5 as Bren will take the lead by 2.
And Invictus, CsGo can get a couple on the pistol, but for the most part, Papachulo says no.
That is so terrifying if you're Bren. And again, Poppy being the hero of this round. It's been Derek and Wits who've basically been getting all the kills, but just imagine, like, just getting picked apart by his Tech 9s. It was barely an investment from Invictus. It is kind of... It's kind of rough, isn't it? But, like you said, it's a lead for Bren. It's a map pick for Invictus, something which we have all mentioned on the desk earlier that we're not necessarily a big fan of. They have too many flaws on both the T and the CD side to keep picking this map, but I think it was Mitch who brought up that they did manage to beat D13 very convincingly, 16-3, but it is D13, a team who haven't even qualified for this event. They, of course, have a new player who has been picked in. Ooh. Poppy, caught out in the open, having to take the fight, and Destroyer destroys him, but at least the trade does take place, retaining that man advantage for the Filipino side. For Invictus, they look like they're going to be heading towards his A-bomb site, and I'm curious as to what... Okay, Wits just sticking around. Risky play. But he's been pretty solid so far, Ninka.
It has been. 13-6 as well. This A-hold has been pretty solid from Bren. We'll see if they can make it work again. All coming out of the balcony. It's going to be Derek taking down CsGo. Wits with the other. Easy crossfire coming in from Bren. Delivering yet another round on the board. Invictus, they're sucking right now. This is unbelievable. 4-11 on Flying. Why does he have a bad game? Just hardly ever, right? He's given away so many opening kills. Bren, this is actually not bad. This is not bad Counter-Strike being played for them either. You can't take that away from them. They're definitely playing quite well here on the CT side. And Invictus, well, they can maybe take a leaf out of their book right now. Take a look at how they're playing the CT side.
Gotta agree with you there. Apart from the first initial few rounds, where Invictus won their force buy, for example, and a couple of iffy moments, Bren have looked fantastic on the CD side, especially Wits and Derek. I mean, Derek there's no surprise. This guy is just a beast of sheer consistency, always delivers without fail. But Wits showing up with AWP has made life quite miserable indeed for the Invictus side, as Derek is just mowing them down, Dinko. He's just playing deathmatch at the moment, which has got his back covered as well. There's no need for Micro to push in. There's literally no need for him to push in that scenario, but it's okay. Derek's there to save the day. Another quad kill for Derek, and Bren, one round away from, basically ending the half in 10 rounds. That's huge. He's at 24 kills, Dinko. 24 kills, and the first half isn't done yet.
Yeah, they're having an absolute fantastic time right now on an individual level for Bren. We talk about maybe not having the firepower to compete with Invictus. Well, they're showing that they do, because Derek is showing up and doing enough for the fact that he can kill enough players to make up for two, right? He's like a one-man army, but he's worth 2 players at least. He's having a great time. Papachulo, he's sitting on 7 kills, but don't let that deceive you. The fact that he got 4 in an important statistician round, the Invictus is throwing at them, that's huge from Papachulo, right? Just dispelling that chance. What? What's right through the half-wall? Just takes the head right off CsGo.
CsGo is just leave banana at this point.
Yeah, he's just not having a good time. He's getting bullied. He's got his lunch money stolen every single day. Whoa, Wits, you madman. Maybe get a little bit too confident now, but he did have his teammates to back him up. And Papachulo is going to get 2. Destroyer and Flying starting to move forward. Still 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the clock.
The bomb. It's literally surrounded by 4 CTs, Dinko. It's almost impossible. And now Flying in a 1v5. We've sang poems of how good this guy can be, but this might be a little bit too much. Wits misses a shot. Flying. Whoa! If he got the 4th kill there, that would have been sick. Would have been the play of the day. But right now, the player of the day is Derek. 25 kills and 6 deaths. He has over a 4 KD. That is just ludicrous, and it makes a performance from Wits seem, well, just average by comparison. It's insane how good Derek has been so far on the CD side.
That's so nuts. Well, 10-5, 4-8 right now in Pro. He hasn't had to do much alongside Papachulo and Micro. I feel like I haven't even had to say Micro's name right in this server. Well, get onto the T side. We'll see if that changes. We'll see if he can step up as well. That would be quite impressive if we had 3 players popping off here on Bren. And now Viva looking for that peek down in towards Banana. It's been a pretty uninspiring first half from Invictus. So unfortunately, that does mean that we've got to see a lot of their CT side. Or maybe not a lot at all. Maybe Bren closed this. Who knows? They're giving themselves the best chance. 10 rounds going into the second half as they want to start off the pistol round with the win. Invictus currently setting up with 3 players over towards B, but they start their rotation back to the A bomb site as quickly as they can. And if Bren turn back to the B site right now, that would be the most impressive call they can make right now, Blair. And look at where they're going. Charging up through Banana. It's going to be Viva. He's not exactly in a position where he can gather information that quickly, right? Unless he sees the logs player, that's the info. Now he has to fall back into a more passive position. He peeks out for a clean headshot, and he wants a little bit more as the smoke now drops in towards CT spawn. On the server, you can see Micro has already found shots at Gay. Bottle doing work to take him down and reply, but the B bomb site, it's fallen, and it's in the hands of Bren.
Well, if this duel goes their way, which it will, it's gonna definitely be favoring Bren even more. Poppy having to take the fight alone, and alone is how he's gonna deliver, leaving it all and flying. And a 1v3, bomb ticking away. He doesn't have a, he does have a kit, my bad, I take that back. But he's gotta find both of them, and they're gonna pick him together. And it's gonna be Pro finishing it off, but I wanna see Poppy's POV that round. Those 3 kills, the second and third especially, that is just pure filth.
I thought Viva honestly had done enough there, right? Because on the other side of the map, yeah, there's a little bit of chaos going down, but Viva with that clean tap, he stays alive as well. These kills over towards the A side were a bit of a problem, and then it just kind of was 1 versus 1 fights for Papachulo there. They kind of give him a small chance in that, and he takes his opportunities, and you have to take those. 11-5, there'll be a flashback right in the face of Bottle early on into the round, and Papachulo is going to take the shots out of Gay roll, but look, he's got a teammate with him. And the rest of the squad now gathering. Viva. I don't like the way he's playing this, Blip. I hate playing.
Let's be happy.
Yeah, but you're playing close to the wall. Generally, you want to have a bit of an angle so you can actually follow away. It's a bit smaller and more difficult to shoot. But here goes Shouts Gay right into the smoke, trying to play a couple of mind games. But he's actually... What he's done there is actually pushed himself out of the smoke. But a terrible gap in the smoke here on the CT spawn. Why have you got a gap in the CT spawn smoke of Inferno? That's one of the easiest smokes that you should know. And while Papachulo, he'll go down as well. Oh, Bren, why have you done this? Smoke goes down in towards Banana. Derek trying to be the hero. 26 kills already in 17 rounds. He'll be looking for even more. He has to save the team right now, and they need a hero. Wits and Derek have been the 2 top performers for Bren. And they're starting things off well. Derek has to line up in towards CT, but he's whipped his spray. It doesn't matter. He still gets 1, and Wits can peak for the final kill. If they didn't have Wits or Derek, they'd be in a position right now where Invictus probably winning. And it's just a fact. Because Wits have 19 kills. You got Derek here at 27. Derek is sick. Derek is so sick.
Honestly, like, whatever complaints we've had about the Bren team from the previous PAL over the years, like how they haven't really been able to get beyond this plateau that they find themselves in, Derek has been a shining light. I will never say anything bad about this guy. He is so good, and not just about aim-wise, like the way he approaches the game, he plays at a way higher level than anyone else on his team, which is so impressive. He's 3 kills away from dropping the 30 bomb, Dinko. It's round number 18. The only way he doesn't get a 30 bomb here is if his team wins quickly, you know? I want Invictus to win a few rounds here just so Derek can get like 35 kills or something ludicrous, because I feel he deserves it. This has just been him farming the 3rd best team in China and making them look so mediocre by comparison. Fantastic stuff from Mr. Derek.
Yeah, he's having a great time right now. And like you said, if there is a super team being formed in this region, you want to pick this guy up because he is unbelievable. Look at this. You want a good player? Pick up Derek. I don't know his like situation in terms of
impression. If you're watching this, you want a new player for your team, pick up Derek. He can speak English as well.
Smokes down in towards the coffins. Now the push comes through. Shouts out, guys, got to fall away. In behind the smoke here with 40 seconds, they dive onto the bomb site. A couple of shots trying to come through the smoke, and Shouts out, guys, starts to move forward. Utility being used up. Wits running forward with the bomb plan. He'll start to punch those digits in and over the top. Shouts again, tries to deny the bomb plan. Nice attempt, but it's going to be 13 rounds to Bren, and not a single kill going Invictus' way. Now it comes into the gun rounds, but they don't really have a lot of those to work with. It always has to be perfect from Invictus, and we know their CT side and Inferno is anything but.
Yeah, it's going to require something truly, like you said, flawless. But
yeah, I'm going to wait for Mitch to come on the broadcast if Bren closed this and just say, you know, told you guys, it's going to be Bren taking a map, looking easy, make it look easy. Yeah.
Listen, these are the small little things Mitch lives for, all right? Let him have his small little wins. It's okay. It's okay.
I don't like him having any wins, unfortunately, because he just talks about them constantly. Well, Fly, he's going to be in the pit. Molotov goes down, smoke on top of it. That's a gap to play with, a beautiful gap for Flying to try and work with here. And he is going to go down without a single kill. How often do you see that? And well, Invictus.
Was it a flying kill? Did he? I think he dropped down. Never mind, he dropped down.
There was 2 plays as well in his position. He was screwed. And now, well, 3 versus 5. It's not like you can just save here, Invictus, either, right? Because you want to try at least, but now you're starting to realize, okay, there's absolutely no chance of winning this round. So probably we should walk away with what they've got. But CsGo, getting a kill onto Micro, you can definitely see the mentality as to why they don't want to save, because they just need rounds.
Safe. This is where you save. This is where you save, Destroyer. This is where you save. This is where you save. You look at where your teammate is. CsGo is already in B. Why are you still fighting? You don't have money. What's wrong with you? Never mind. If you guys want to know what's wrong with him, you can check out a couple of tweets we had from him earlier. Can he survive? He will. Look at the money. I mean, just save. Save your rifle. You can drop a gun for one of your teammates. This has been such a great showing from Bren, though.
It has been, yeah. This is not the Bren we've ever seen before, right? This is weird. It's enough of a hard carry from Wits and Derek that they're actually able to win. That's crazy.
And the thing is, it's not just about, yeah, Derek's hard carrying here, but the rest of the team aren't crapping the bed either. Everyone's really having their moments, right? You saw Poppy with the 4K. Everyone's looking pretty solid. Why? Oh my.
A flying moment, but he's going to whiff a couple of shots. That gives away his position and gives a slight bit of time for them to try and figure out what's going on. A second kill as well, but it's traded back. Wits with a double, and now it's a 3 versus 3. Derek has been picked off. He's 29 and 8. That prevents him from the 30 bomb, but look at this. Flying. How's he got here? He was forced back and he just ran right behind him. And he's right behind him with a deagle now. Viva going down to Papachulo, but CsGo with a rifle. He saved over. Saved. Now that is a foreign term here for Invictus. They have no idea what that means. And CsGo, luckily, he's been able to carry this M4. They've got an AK in the hands of Flying. He's been able to salvage off the battlefield the spoils of war. And we'll see if Flying can turn this into a round win. He starts to move forward. He's been quiet in this series so far, and he wants to deliver an important round. He's going to find Pro, peeks to the pit, but it's Papachulo and Wits getting map point for Bren. What is going on, play? I would never have expected. If you said to me coming into this tournament, maybe on day 1, Bren are going to be up 15-5 against Invictus on Inferno, I would have laughed at you.
Well, who's laughing now?
Derek.
Yeah. Wait, he's 29. Come on, Derek. Get a 30 bomb. Wits is catching up. Wits is on 25 now.
Yeah, he was an important player in that previous round as well, because obviously that aggression coming in from Invictus actually worked out for them. You know, you get 1 kill, you get the 2nd kill from Destroy's Deagle, but Wits traded both of those kills, so he's going aggressive. Oh, that's a bit of a brain dead play. Oh, Destroyer as well. He's got 1 kill. Viva getting aggressive in towards Banana. Of course, Bren will not be able to close it immediately. They just kind of have to play out a couple of nonsensical rounds first, but as it usually goes.
Yeah, they have to at least eco once. But Micro and Poppy still alive. They could deal a bit of damage. Again, look at the money for Invictus. Any players they lose here, it's going to be problematic for the next round. I mean, they will have to probably lose a few, have to opt not to go for any rifles. A nice kill from Micro. Like I said, money's very, very good for Bren right now. They just need to, just go for some exits, deal a little bit of economic damage. They're waiting to go for the double peak. They have a flashbang in the hands of Micro. So does Poppy. And if they flash out and just bum rush Viva, there is a world where it could work out. Molotov up close. Viva Avoids a smoke, thinking it was going to be a flash. Now the flash should be popping, and Viva's still going to be holding the line. Nice shot from him. And the nade should... Well, doesn't find anything. I think it went a little bit too deep, and Micro's going to be left alone. 1v4, not much he can do. He's been spotted out, and they didn't pick up the bomb, which is curious. Very curious indeed.
Yeah, definitely curious. And while Micro left alone, he has been one of the players that we've been very critical of. This would be a time for him to show up. He's got 1 second as well. Okay, Micro, he's been very expensive, if nothing else, here for Invictus. And he will go down to Aviva's AWP. That's not bad at all, really. Viva having to get a 4K into the round, but look at the money here for Invictus. Those 2 kills, they have a lot of impact.
They do. And they got, again, Viva being so very quiet throughout the entire game, and then finally just waking up with a nice 4K. Surprised that Nate didn't catch the player there, though, but there we go. 15-6 still. Bren still looking very, very comfortable. Jargon 29, Wits sitting pretty in 25. Both of them have died only, I think, 9 times. It's a ludicrous thing. And again, reminding all of viewers, this is Invictus' map pick. Once again, picking Inferno. And we're as confused as to you, dear wonderful viewers, as to why Invictus keep picking Inferno. Because Inferno is and has always been a problem for them. They haven't really been able to adapt well. The CD side especially is quite a problem, but this time around, maybe they can deliver. Wits catches Xiao Sage, doesn't allow him to escape. Micro's already dropped into pit and flying. Well, he's gonna get taken down. It's all in Bottle and Destroyer, who's gonna save his teammate by finding Micro, but still more to find. And Bottle's position might not be checked, Dinko, because they know the opera's there, but he's gonna be cleared out by Pro, but still survives. Now Bottle will be found by Derek, making it a 1v2 as Destroyer goes for the wide swing with the AWP, gets taken down by Derek. Derek already on 31 kills, and he's looking for more, and Viva has to clutch this one out.
Ooh, Viva starting to move forward, has smoke in his hand. It's going to go out right in front of him. That does allow him to cross safely. Now turns it into a couple of 1 versus 1 fights, and he can definitely pull this off. The East is killed quickly onto the AWP. Wits provides his head, and now Viva looking for the clutch, does damage onto Derek, and he'll go down as well. Viva, 2 rounds in a row now. He has saved the team. Bren, how have they gone and lost that one?
I'm not sure. I think Derek could have played from the pit there. Maybe he got paranoid.
No need to push that at all. With the bomb, what was the plan? It's back to the side, maybe?
No. It was planted right behind Moto Box, but still, you have an angle from the pit to work with there.
Yeah, for sure. I really don't know how that's played out that way. Viva just throws 1 smoke down. Maybe it's just like Bren kind of realizing, holy, we're gonna beat Invictus. That they just start thinking, okay, we need to do it right now. We have to do it right now. They're gonna come back. We need to kill them, and then they just realize, oh no, we've just given them another opportunity.
It's also him taking out the Glock there. I don't know how he knew he'd done so much damage. He hadn't, mind you. He still had 40 odd HP on Viva. But yeah, Invictus, they're holding on the precipice, Dinko. It's not quite done yet.
Pro starting to walk forward. He's going to be in a group right now of a couple of players moving forward in towards middle from Bren. Look at the banana control from Invictus. 2 players down there already. Oh my, this is terrible for the T side right now. They've conceded every bit of map control. They're completely stuck.
Apart from maps, if Derek can do something from there, but he's playing safe. There's no need to aggress out. Also, think of this: if this game goes the way of Bren, it makes things very interesting in the lower half of the group standings. Because now Beyond are going to be like, oh crap, we're not even in the top 6 right now. What is that peek from Destroyer? Just blind wide swing out top mid, and he still catches a kill. And Xiao Sage walking on it won't be checked, and he's going to be spotted out. The peek's going to be coming in, and Xiao Sage gets taken down, but Bottle's going to appear down mid as well. This is just absolute lunacy, Dinko. It's a 3v2, and there's 1 player on his bombs, and it's going to be flying, FAMAS in hand, the best player on the side of Invictus. He's had a very rough map here. Plays the anti-flash, avoids it perfectly. Backup is arriving, but it needs to be a little bit more quicker. He spots a player crossing on over, finds one, finds two, and flying is indeed a beast. Molotov onto the bomb as well. Viva's there to get the trade. What a hero play from Flying, because that seemed like it was going to fall apart. And also, that's one of the most ludicrous rounds from Invictus I've ever seen. You have all the map control, and you just start peeking in dry one by one. What is that?
Well, we're just going to continue to see Invictus rack up these rounds now. Blair, 15-5 it was. Just keep a mental note of that. Because this is going to be 15-8. Another round should be coming out 15-9. If they win the next gun round, double figures have been reached. And that's when I just started to feel Bren fall into a pit of despair. They should have closed this so long ago.
15-5, Dinko. And now with the pistols. I mean, we did say they have to like have at least one round with the pistols before we can call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta play it out a little bit. You can't have a 16-5 win. That's far too clean. Far too impressive. Well, Bottle. He's got a decent little position up here. He's boosted. He's waiting for a couple of players to come around this corner. We'll see what he can do with the MP9. It's going to be Derek. What? Bottle? What slow was that reaction? But luckily he gets two. Destroyer gets two himself. Was he like scratching or like talking to someone? What is going on here?
I love how when you're holding an angle, especially that up close, and you just like lift your hand off the mouse, it's just scratching your face or something.
He's like, what are you doing?
Well, at least he gets a couple of kills, so yeah. It's all right. It's okay, Dinko. Bye coming in for Bren. Can they close it out now? Can they finally close it out? It's been 15-5. It was 15-5. Now it's 15-9. Invictus starting to mount a little bit of a resurgence here.
Well, it'll be the Molotov down towards top banana. Papachula starting to move forward. He's off to the left side. CsGo. He didn't find much success in banana aggression on the T side, but on the CT side, he goes huge with a double. Micro able to pull one kill back, but they've lost Wiz. They've lost Papachulo. And now, well, it's just Eric, really, who's the main playmaker left alive. I feel like they underutilized him a little bit. He's stuck in the apartments right now, just kind of not doing a whole lot. And if you take a look at what Invictus have got right now, it's a pretty good setup. In the pit with Flying, Destroyer just in front of him. This should be really difficult for Bren to get anything done. They've got to be almost perfect, even if in this long tack. And well, you've got Bottle now rotating over towards Library. This is not going to look easy at all for Bren. They're finding a man down. Molotov to prevent Derek from coming out of the apartments. That does just funnel the vision of the both CTs in towards the safe bomb site. But somehow they've just walked onto the site. Now they can get the bomb down. That does make things a little bit more difficult. But the bomb was planted in the back of the site, and Pro needed that headshot. He can't afford to die here either. He needs to stay alive so that Derek can get into a better position and help him out. And that's exactly what Derek's got. You can see fighting from long, but he's going to go down to Destroyer. And now it's just Pro. This round truly locked in for Invictus. There's just too many players alive. 15-10, Blair. This was 15-5, and we just have 5 quick rounds coming in from Invictus.
I feel like that was misplayed by Derek. Because I feel like, look, you have both the CDs in the pit, you have the bomb planted deep inside the site. Your player's alive. He's not really, he's got cover, right? If he played towards the arch area or maybe the library to cut off the rotation, obviously he probably didn't know there was another CT coming on in, but as a 3v2, I guess you could make an assumption that the CT rotating is going to be coming in from CD spawn or is going to be coming in from mid. Now, if Derek stays alive towards his archway, he can cut off the rotation either from mid or he can at least call that out for his teammate. So they need to take the fight on only one front. And remember, the CTs need to make it into the bomb site. And he could just be the problem there. He could, you know, try and make life miserable for them and they could like peek together. There's so many other better fights possible there. Instead of Derek just peeking wide against 2 players inside of the pit. That was not the right play. And, well, even someone as good as Derek, he can make mistakes. He's kind of human after all.
Yeah, human indeed. And what? Round 26. feel like Derek probably has a lot of pressure on his shoulders, though, to be the player for Bren that always has to step up, player that always has to make that impact play. And that can get a little bit exhausting at times, right? Because you realize you're going to have to be the player that puts you in a position that you're going to be able to win off. And sometimes you will make a few mistakes off the back of that, getting a bit desperate. But look at Viva. He's just rampant. He wants to get right behind the smoke. He wants to get behind them who are stuck in middle. And they're going to start charging their way up towards middle. Bottle trying to hold on. His shots are getting Bottle taking 2 kills. And the bomb has gone down as well. Bren just getting absolutely wrecked right now. Invictus pulling it back on the CT side. Oh, Bren, how does this happen? And while Micro left alone into 1 versus 3, he's going to start sprinting all the way over towards this B-bomb site. It has to be the ace clutch coming through. And Viva, he's quickly coming out through Banana back to the B-bomb site. And Micro, he's taking the long-range approach. And this is definitely a decent decision. He's making every single smart play right now. But Viva, he's not going to respect that Molotov. He goes forward, but Micro nearly has a chance. But Viva just takes the 1v1 and he'll win it for Invictus. 15-11. At least the bomb plant secured them. But it's going to be just constant right now where Bren are getting the AKs up but not really getting enough utility. And it's just going to be one of these back and forth rounds until we see Invictus take the overtime, because that's exactly what seems to be happening right now. Invictus not slowing down.
Yeah, and if I'm Bren, I'm starting to sweat a little bit, and it's getting a little ludicrous, right? 10-5. Sorry, it's 15-5. You had your foot on their throat. That was it. They could have just closed it out. And so there's a couple of small little mistakes being made here and there, and just kind of allowing Invictus back into the game. Something just completely crumbling, and it's not like Invictus is playing anything too crazy, mind you. So many huge moments coming out from players like Viva, like Destroyer with some big kills here and there. It's just the individuals once again just forming for the side of Invictus. The CD side, still a lot of flaws, a lot of issues for this Chinese side, but so far it's good enough, Dinka. So far it's good enough for them. Again, Bren opting not to take any banana control, allowing Flying to solo that banana area, top of banana, you can see over there, and you have 4 CTs lying in wait towards A. And the fact that Bren haven't shown any presence towards banana, it's going to keep these 4 CTs just kind of entrenched on this A bomb set, and I fear it's going to be a problem here. Again, Destroyer is going to be blinded though. That's a perfect flashbang. Poppy finds 1, but Flying on the side, on the pit. The pit gets 2, and they're getting mowed apart, and this could be it, Dinko. Viva's going to be left alone, and even though there were 4 defenders on the A bomb side, Bren are able to just completely dismantle the CD side defense. And Viva, what can he do here? They need to still pick up the bomb. They're taking forever.
Yeah, this is looking very done, but Viva has pulled them out of a lot of holes before, and he looks to do it again. Smoke goes down in front of the pit, but he's going to take another. Oh my god, it comes way too close. But Wits is going to finally end it here for Bren. What an impressive performance. Let's forget about the last couple of rounds, please. But just think about it. They were up 15-5. They had such a dominant performance. For the most part, Invictus weren't even in this game, but yeah, I feel like it definitely was a little messy towards the end there from Bren. He kind of choked a little bit, maybe thinking, okay, we're about to beat Invictus. They just couldn't close it.
You know what? If anyone's looking for a new career, maybe Mitch's, maybe Thomas, I don't know. The gentleman can join on in.
Wow.
But I feel like someone who
That's
knows
toxic.
the Heimlich maneuver would be getting a lot of jobs at some of these teams, like Bren, like Vici against Tai Lu, right? But let's look at the bright side, gentlemen. Let's talk about Invictus here, Tom. Actually, that's not a bright side, that's a bad side. But let's talk about Invictus a bit. That was atrocious. The first half was absolutely atrocious. But at the same time, Bren, apart from the last few rounds we saw where they're not able to close it out, they looked fantastic, especially Derek and Wits.
Yeah, for sure. Like, the positives on Bren's side are definitely those 2 individuals. Like, I don't think the rest of the team particularly played bad, but they were incredible. I will say, however, that a lot of this relied on what was a really sort of poor decision-making, I guess, from Invictus. Like, we have the same problems again with Xiao Sage, who just seems to have this... Like, for someone who's so experienced, he seems to play fairly brain-dead a lot of the time, where it's just like, I'm going to fight banana. And do you got anything else? No. And it's just like, why do we constantly see these challenges when nothing is working? And it's not like there's the proper utility setup. It's just raw peaks. And it's almost like that they're sort of reading the handbook of how to play Inferno, and they just didn't get past the first line. It's like, fight for banana. It's okay, right, that's us. No, and it's like, no, read the... No, that's it. that's our whole setup. Like, we'll continuously fight this. And it just didn't work. They didn't have any other levels to their game. Their CT side looked all right. But again, it seemed like a few of their individuals started to step up. You could see the comfort of a few of their players. But for a team that consistently picked this map, they don't really look like they know how to play it, especially on that T side this time.
Yeah, they did really struggle there. And Mitch, was there any moment where you're feeling a little nervous for Bren, especially with Invictus mounting that comeback?
No, not really. I mean, for me, watching that, you look at Invictus, what they won, was it 6 rounds? At least 3 of those were entirely down to one player stepping up. It was Viva. It was Viva twice in a row. Then flying from the pit, plays anti-flash, catches off 2, and Viva finishes it. If they didn't have those massive individual plays, this game was already over. And there's only so long that you can rely on that. The fact that Bren were consistently finding openings into sites and losing out on, losing out those kind of 3v2, 3v1 situations, never really where you want to be. But the fact that they were at least getting it there, I felt like surely they're going to be able to push it across the line. And I think really for me, what it was it's not a repeatable strategy for Bren. I think it's one of the problems that they have in terms of firepower. But Derek had a great game. But in those last, I think, I'm going to say in the last 7 or 8 rounds, he was on 29 kills going into those. And then he just found 3. He was very, very quiet those last couple of rounds. And I think he was a massive reason then that they weren't able to close a lot of those rounds out. Now, I do not blame him, because you cannot expect the dude to be dropping 3 kills every single round and going, oh, well, he didn't get 3 kills, so that's why they lost. Obviously, there's more problems at play there. But in terms of what went wrong, I think it was that he started to be punished a little bit in those aim duels. And it did just feel like, well, eventually he's going to have his round and then it's over.
Yeah, he did, of course, definitely drop like a massive, of course, MVP as well, over 180 ADR, 9 multi-kill rounds. But I feel Wits was quite impactful as well. He won 3 clutches, tied with Viva as well. So that game was actually kind of close if you look at it. But in the end, of course, if you're 15-5 up, you should be winning the game, winning the map rather. Heading to map number 2, it is going to be Train, the map pick for Bren. Can Invictus bounce back and avoid defeat at the hands of the Filipino side? We're going to be finding out on the other side of the break. There's no stopping this train as we enter map number 2 of the first best of 3 series here between Bren and Invictus. My name is Blair, and joining me as usual is the lovely Dinko. And Dinko, what a game we witnessed initially. Inferno, the pick from Invictus, getting smacked into the ground. Scoreline looked a little close, but it was 15-5 at 1 point for Bren. So it's been kind of one-sided so far.
Yeah, it looks way closer than it was, right? You had a couple of moments from Viva that kind of were the hero moments for Invictus in that second half. They got them a few under the board and just a little bit of nerves from Brad. I mean, they're not used to being in this position where they're beating one of the top teams, right? So it's a good start for Brad. I mean, taking Inferno, that was the map pick of Invictus, and now we head into Train. And I said coming into it, this is a map feeder that kind of looks good for Bren, right? We know Invictus are kind of weak on Inferno. Train's one where I never really thought Invictus look all that great on. You remember some of the matches back in Pal Summer against D13 where Invictus would win them, but they would have to really stretch it far, right? They'd have to come back into things. Now they haven't really got even that same level of tenacity, right? Nor the same level that they even were in the first edition of Pal. So this is going to be rough. I feel like Train could definitely go in favor of Bren, especially with Derek and Wits both performing like beasts. If Wits goes into this next map and he carries that form over, which is definitely a question mark because we talk about the inconsistencies of Bren. So if he can carry that performance over on the AWP, if you can get Derek showing up to even half the level he was on Inferno, this could be enough to take them over the line.
It could be, right? But again, that's the big if over here. Derek is someone we know can perform, can deliver. It doesn't matter if they're winning or losing.
Yeah.
It's the fact that Wits is so hit or miss. Now, he did show up in Inferno. Heading into Train, it's a map which is kind of known as one of the an Opus Paradise alongside the likes of the Mirage or a Dust 2. For me, the big question is Pro and primarily Micro on the inner bomb side. The CD side defense with Micro playing kind of solo inner.
Yeah.
I think it's been a problem. I think it's been a big chink in the armor for the Filipino side.
Yeah, it's been a rough time for Micro on the defensive side of things in this tournament so far. No matter where we are, I think he's just not really been put in spots he's comfortable in. I've talked about the fact that, when you take a look at Micro, he's a player that looks good on the T side when he's kind of just forced into these opening fights and forced to do what he's told. But here on the CT side, he's still told to do to go and hold the side, right? He does what he's told, but he doesn't do it very well. And I think that's a little bit unfortunate for this Filipino side. They on the defensive side, they got a big weakness. The T side looked good earlier on today, so I'm gonna hope that we get more of that. But for the most part, I think Micro has improved today. At least he's been playing decently well. He didn't have a quiet performance in the first half of Inferno, but he definitely had his moments in terms of being able to hold for multi-kills. So as long as he doesn't make too many mistakes, right? That's the most important thing. If he doesn't make any mistakes and he isn't a hindrance to the team early on in the rounds, then that's something. But we can't be going down without a single kill pretty much every time.
Yeah, hopefully that's not the case over here for them. I'm just taking a look at the results from Bren. If they manage to beat Invictus here, it's going to be the first time since January of this year. It's like almost feels like forever, where they beat Tyloo 2-1, and this was for the, I do believe, let me quickly take a look here, the IEM Katowice Asian close qualifiers, where they beat Tyloo 2-1. This was with the old Tyloo lineup. This had Freeman and it had Zeta, if I'm not mistaken, playing. So there was a Tyloo lineup where we were looking very shaky as it was. Ever since then, the only top-tier Asian team that Bren have been able to defeat in a series has been Tiger, which was in the previous RMR. Apart from that, they haven't beaten anyone worthy. When I say worthy, I'm talking about like a top 5 team. They haven't beaten Tyloo, they haven't beaten Vici, they haven't beaten Invictus, nor have they beaten Tiger apart from that one instance. So it's been kind of rough showing. But if they manage to break the barrier by taking out Invictus here, it could be kind of like, I don't know, an injection of confidence maybe for the Filipino side. It could really work wonders for them. Because right now, if you look at them, they are kind of languishing at the bottom of the table. But if they get this win and get the following couple of wins, they might actually be able to qualify for the playoffs and knock out beyond. Yeah,
the fact is, like, anybody for Bren, like, they're not going to be beating Tyler, they're not going to be beating Vici, probably not going to be beating Tiger. But Bren still lose to the other teams. That's the thing. When you talk about Vici, you talk about Invictus, I was going to say Beyond, but I'll more say Tiger. They're not going to lose to these lower tier teams, right? They just won't. It may be low, it may be close, they'll lose the map, but Bren, they sometimes lose to teams they should be better than. And I think winning against Invictus, getting a win under Beyond's belt, this is going to be looking good. This is going to be looking real good for this Bren side. They'll be very confident moving forward. I don't think it's going to be enough for them to take wins against the likes of Tiger, Vici, and Tyloo, obviously. I just don't think that's ever going to be happening in current form. But they could potentially be on a trajectory where they constantly beat the other teams and they can start to really find themselves at a solid foothold below those top 4, top 5 teams, because beyond, they're a bit questionable. We know the 4 teams in Asia, which are the top teams. It's Tyloo, it's Vici, Tiger, and Invictus usually. Invictus a bit more of a question mark at the moment. And then below that, we would usually say beyond, right? Top 5. And not really right now, to be honest. Maybe Bren can start to challenge for that. It is a little bit far off at the moment. I'm not confident enough in them to say that they are better than Beyond. That's for sure right now. I think Beyond are still the better team. But Bren in a spot right now where I feel like they could be getting themselves a little rise in the rankings.
The interesting thing here right now is if Bren are able to beat Invictus, okay, just let's assume they're able to beat them on train here.
Okay.
The next game is against After, which I'm going to favor Bren in that matchup. And later on, the final on Saturday, they have another game against Sigma. So the 2 matchups they have after this are comparatively much easier. You're talking Sigma and you're talking After Gaming. And this is a great opportunity for them to qualify for the playoffs, because for Beyond, they have to play Tiger later on today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then on Friday, they play After, which you're going to be favoring Beyond. But the final matchup for Beyond is against Vici Gaming. So there's a real chance here for Bren to make it into the playoffs. That is, if they're able to win this map, as we do have Bren starting on the T side. All 5 players gathered up together, heading towards the Brown Halls. It was in a bomb site. It's all on Flying Dingo. He's got a USP, no backup, no utility, but he has his aim.
Yeah, he does have that, and he wasn't really showing up at all over on Inferno. He had a very quiet performance, and I would love to see him get off to a good start here on trade. It would really help Vici out, especially on the defensive side. And while they gather here, Flying is at the ready. That's not a player you want to see as you start to commit, but a utility being used up. Couple pieces now, flashbang up. Flying's not going to get anything done. Instead, Bren crosses to the B-bomb site. And this is a good execute into the site so far. A kill, though, does come in from Invictus. It's Bottle that finds it. Pro steps back in with a headshot of his own, and now Viva starting to move forward. He has a bit of a thorn in their side in the previous map, and he looks to try and continue that as he moves forward. Destroying, Flying, finding kills. Pro doing everything he can, but it's not going to be enough, most likely here. 1 versus 2. He does a little bit of damage. He's going to try. He might just win this now. Plays into a 1v1. Defused through the smoke with a kit. He's looking for the headshot. He goes in for the knife. And Viva, what are you doing? The defuse through the smoke. He makes it work for Invictus. And Viva is their nightmare.
How did he pull that off? Just the sheer balls on the man. If he had a kit and then a smoke in the hands of Destroyer. So fortunate that Destroyer died. Or rather, he had the smoke and he tossed it in before he got taken down. But that got very, very close indeed. I honestly felt like the clutch would go the way of Bren. Pro, the drive-by shot onto Destroyer, but then, yeah, Viva saving the day for his team. And there we go, Invictus, they're going to win the round. The pistol round, of course, the buy going to be coming in for the side of Bren. AKs galore, Wits with the Scout, and Micro just with the Deagle. He has sacrificed all his money just to enable his teammate. That is Derek, and why not? Derek has been fantastic so far. I like the aggression from Invictus though. Early aggression and a nice chunky nade onto Poppy, down to 49 HP. In the meantime, Flying, surviving the duel against Derek on 1.
A Destroyer up on top of the green Trent. The smoke that goes down, and now they cross in behind it. Destroyer looking for the first. There's going to be Micro going down. Pro did a good bit of work, and he will find Destroyer. Now into a 4 versus 4 with 55 seconds in play. The round has virtually just begun, and a little bit of a control here for Bottle. He's pushed all the way through T-Con. Still staying here as well. It's hilarious how, you know, if you didn't know the scoreline, you would look at the buy right now and you consider Bren to be in a far better position, thinking they've won the pistol round, but it is the other way around. And well, Bottle catching out Papatrullo. Gonna go back for another here as well. That was damn close to finding the low HP player of Pro, but now they go forward and they know T-Con's gone. 24 seconds. They take one look at that clock and they know they have to go. And shouts like, hey, he looks to capitalize. He's gonna try and flank him behind him. The bomb has got down into the site, but it's flying here on 1 HP and he goes down to Wits. That's such an important kill to find. Now shouts like, hey, Pro is so low. The MP9 should be taking him, but it's the positional advantage of Pro that might just deliver a kill here. Shouts like, hey, gets the headshot, and that's important. Now he still stands with a chance to win this round. He comes from behind, which should be aware It comes down to whether or not he looks back at Viva, and that's going to be an easy kill for CsGo. Viva goes down, and it's Derek, the best player on this team, the star by a mile, and he's going to try and win it against CsGo, and that's exactly what is going to happen. Bren, they will answer back after losing the pistol round with a win of their own.
Derek the man, 3k for him, clutches it out in the end, the 1v2. Nice attempt from CsGo. They're actually getting 2 kills on the flank, but it was not to be. I don't even know how that fell apart for Invictus Dingo. They had all the information in the world. They had the map control. Bren had no time. They just had to leg it towards the B bomb site, but somehow they make it work. Flying, getting taken down, and yeah, Derek once again coming in massively clutch. CsGo trying to catch him off guard, going for the jumping MP9 spray. But Force Spike's going to be coming in for Invictus anyway, where they have 3 Deagles, Dinko. It's not a magic 4 Deag curse, I guess. I don't know what else to say there, but 3 Deagles can still be quite dangerous, especially with CsGo and Bottle with the MP9s.
A minute on the clock. It's just thinking about going to TCOM, but we realize Bottle's likely to be in there. But this is an interesting battle. CsGo, and the ready it's going to be the smoke, then the Molotov. Get the smoke down quicker, I suppose. And well, now it's going to be Micro. Bottle, he's going to go down, and now Papachula, he'll be able to pick up the kill as well. Viva being picked off. It's Bren with a 2-man advantage in play at the start of this round, and 2 to take the site. It's going to be a round for them, 2-1. Most likely here on the board. There's a couple of Deagles still left here from Invictus, but I just haven't seen that same potency from them in the last couple of games, though. So we'll see if Flying can change that. He's found a headshot onto Wits, who does get needlessly aggressive, I feel. Was looking for the money. But nonetheless, it looks like they have conceded. It's going to be 2-1.
It is, and just the Macton lost, it's fine. But they have to be wary, right? Like, again, gotta keep reminding our viewers how dangerous these teams. I'm not just saying Invictus, but all the teams playing in PAL 2020 so far have been just incredible with these light buys and pistols and deagles and whatnot. So, still have to be wary, because the deagle's going to be dropped by flying over to either Bottle or Viva. So it's still going to have a couple of deeks. It's still going to have 2 SMGs to contend against Will Bren. Poppy dropped his gun over. Okay, they're going to be sticking with 4 rifles, which makes sense. Oh, maybe not. Take it back. Wits has a Mac 10 dropped by Micro. And I guess fair enough, you know, he's going to be running on in, trying to farm a little bit of extra cash to pick up the AWP, which should inevitably be picked up eventually. The nade stack, that is brilliant work. I love it. I love whenever I see that particular nade stack towards a bomb train. And I like how they're going to rotate straight back into its inner by the looks of things. They have Derek holding the line on top of Pop. And look at the CTs. They have pushed up towards Ivy. I'm not sure why Wits is holding that angle with the Mag 10. Maybe just trying to spot a player out. Not really looking to take the fight. An execute coming out towards Outer. And looks like it is going to be the hit. There are 2 players lying in wait on the bomb train, and the 1 player who is going to be CsGo. I love this from Bren. This has been clinical, Dinko. It's one of the best rounds I've seen so far.
Yeah, it's definitely clean and clinical, but Wits diving in with a Mac 10. He will go down 2 flying. We can't exactly blame him for wanting the money, but that's a bit unfortunate for Pro. He gets caught out, and now flying is the last remaining player. Mac 10 in hand, and Pat Patrullo nails him from afar. 3-1. We go into the next round here. Round number 5 coming right up. And Invictus, well, they're going to need to start posting rounds to this defensive side. And we found a few on Inferno. But now they need to get it off here on Trin. They have got themselves a setup of 3 M4A4s down here for Invictus. The CsGo game. Viva looking to pick them up. And I feel like at this point, you're going to be lacking a lot of utility. There's no AWP in play. This isn't a good buy. This isn't a good buy by any means here on the CT side.
Oh, indeed it isn't. And, ooh, I think Derek might have spotted an elbow out. And he spots a second player out as well. Derek trying to take advantage of the spawn, not able to find anyone. That second round, sorry, the previous anti-eco round from Bren was just beautiful stuff. Destroyer finds one. Oh my lord! Completely blinded by his own. He had all the time in the world to get that kill, and he's still going to be sticking around. Gonna find. It's just gone wrong. So bad as well, and Derek's gonna be left alone. He's gonna find nothing, and the absolute shutdown. I want to see that flashbang. I want to see where it popped. That is just terrible luck.
Another round for Invictus, an important round to pick up as well for them. They didn't have a whole lot going into it, right? They had a couple of weaknesses in terms of the utility available. They had no AWP out, but now that all changes. Viva on the AWP. The rifle's out in play here for Invictus. They've got everything they could possibly want to play with right now, Blood.
They do. And for the side of Bren, what is... Oh, that's scary from flying. The timing on that when he was like falling back. What if they'd just gone for the play? But here he comes getting pushed back, harangued by the side of Bren. He's gonna do the smart thing and hold on. Micro's gonna find Shellsack in the meantime and flying, not expecting the fast push from Poppy. It's falling apart, Dinko. It's a 5v3. Weaponry advantage for Invictus, but barely, because they're down 2 members and barely any damage being dealt towards the side of Bren. And this should be the call for the save. This should be no chance in hell for Destroyer and Viva to bring this one back. Destroyer trying his best to stay alive. He's going to find one, and that's all he's going to find. Viva is already legging it. And we've seen this from Destroyer time and time again, where his teammate's already saving and he still sticks around looking for the fight. I'm not sure why, but... Viva... He's being very cheeky. They're on the hunt, and he's done a very good job just avoiding them. Good trigger discipline as well, and I doubt they're going to check him there. Everyone's heading towards Ivy, and they're going to realize he's not there. And now they do, but it's a little too late. And Viva has pulled off a Houdini. Doesn't get spotted. Oh, I think he got spotted there, but he will survive, Dinko. But what a round. What a round from Bren. And what was Shellsack thinking? Trying to time that flank. I mean... It's a 5v5. Of course there's going to be someone watching it. They still have money to think of. They're still not broken yet.
Yeah. They still have the money. That's important for them. There you go. Peek in towards the upper brown holes. They've got actually a decent little setup here. You got Viva who can take the initial control with the AWP, take that first shot, draw the attention away to him when they're focusing on the op falling back. Then they can look at Flying or deal with Flying. As Flying is going to find the headshot. Derek going down. Destroyer peeks out towards Ivy. It's one for him. Shouldn't have repeaked, but he goes down nonetheless. The man advantage still in play. Thanks to the hard work done at the start of the round. And looking good for Invictus though. They needed to win this round and they're going to do it rather cleanly. They've lost one player. And now Wit's trying to cause a couple more casualties, but it should be a 3rd round for Invictus.
Kind of crazy how cleanly they won that after losing the previous round. And if I'm Bren, I'm actually gonna try and abuse it in a bomb set a little bit more. Again, bear in mind, 4-3, T-side of train. You're still doing a great job. Bren are looking still pretty solid here, and they still have money. But good variation from Flying there, playing a little bit more aggressively, able to shut it down, and yeah, Bren just getting picked apart one by one, not getting anything done apart from the one kill they have. They still have money for the buy, but it is a very, very rough buy, one might say. 2 AKs, a Galil, Deagle, and a Mac-10. Destroyer's pushing pretty deep towards Ivy. Now, I don't know if Poppy spotted him out. Destroyer's going to do the smart thing. You see, he's not going to face. It's just giving information. But at one point, he will have to try and probably push up or fall back towards Ivy.
Oh, Destroyer. Oh, he catches the chance of the Papachula, but now he has to surely just fall back away from this. 57 seconds. T-side putting a lot of pressure down in towards Pop Dog, should I say. It was first, right the first time. Well, Justin is going to get out of things. Some also burning him as he leaves the position away, but Bottle, he's been pretty good in towards this A site. Actually playing quite aggressively in towards that T-con area generally, or just in behind this green train. Now Derek, well, we'll be trying to pick up this AK-47.
Time.
They do this quite a bit, Bren, but luckily they're going to head into this B bomb side. But there's two players here on the side itself, Blair. You've got Viva playing from the connector, but the smoke is going to cause a couple of problems. Instead, flying, he's getting one, but that's all he'll find in the round. Micro going back in with a quick headshot. And now Viva moving forward. He's taking a bit of control back into the site. He's been spotted his position now, given away. They know that he's playing from Summit. He'll go forward. Looking for more. Time ticking. 30 seconds. Now dropped to 29. As they move forward, it's Mikey with a headshot. Viva crumbling by the wayside. His Bottle with another good kill. He's been so impactful. Another follow-up. It's on Pro trying to win the round. And he's not going to do enough. Just unfortunate. There was an extra player there. And if one kill had come in, Bottle should have probably been dead to rights. Finding 3 kills, that's huge. And Bren, that's a round that they'll be pretty disappointed they didn't win. It comes down to the 1 versus 1. They had a real chance to pull that off. But Invictus, they pick it up nonetheless, and it's 4-4.
Yeah, that got a little too close to comfort there. Wild spray coming out from, I think it was from Pro there. Actually, no, it was from Derek. And if he actually got 1 kill, that could have been it. He did so much damage, and for Pro, just so unfortunate. 2 players looking in the same direction at the same time. Now, score's getting tied up. Just the pistols for the side of Bren. Bit of utility. Micro. Not really a fight you want to take against the M4 with a P250 at that range in particular. And for Invictus, Dinko, the double up setup coming out. It is going to be Shark Saga is going to pick up a couple of kills towards Pop, though. And this should be a clean mop-up for Invictus. Viva and flying. The double zoom bangers. Really wouldn't be coming into action this round, but it could be a problem later on for the side of Bren when the buy rounds do come in. Bottle sticking around, maybe a little too long, but Destroyer helps him out. A clean round for the side of Invictus as they start to build up a little bit of an economy.
Yeah, they do start to build that economy up, and that's something we always talk about here on the CT side, especially if you're a map down here. Invictus need to get as many rounds as possible picked up in this first half. They want to be feeling confident going into the second. Bren, well, take a look at what they've got coming into this one. It's finally the buyout, and they're going to go for the quick play in towards A. Oh, Viva. He's just been an absolute nuisance for this Bren team. They haven't really been able to deal with him just yet. It's had a lot of moments that broke their hearts.
And the problem is the smokes, Dinko. The smokes are actually going to be a problem as it will dissipate, but they still have to make any headway into the side. And look at this from Viva. It's going to extinguish the Molotov. Ooh, the flick doesn't quite land. And Pro and Wits strike in tandem, and somehow a 3v5 has crumbled to a 2v3. Destroyer standing in front of the flames. Destroyer 15 HP. He's been tagged down, but he will find a kill onto Wits. Now it's a 1v2 as Derek finds Destroyer flying. He's got everything. All the utility, AWP, and I don't think they're even aware of his position, but they seem to have an inkling. Pro looking straight towards Pop Dog. Bomb's going to be planted safe and flying. It's doable, Dinko, but it's not going to be easy.
Not going to be easy at all. Well, Derek with the headshot flying gets rid of him. 5-5. We've got a good game on our hands here on Train. It's not going to be a one-team show in the first half, at least. It's going to be a nice, close affair. And 5 rounds on the T side of Train. Now, that usually is what I would say is enough. But given that Invictus are unpredictable, just to be safe, Bren probably want to win a few more. They want to win at least 6, I would say. And then they can feel okay. And they're in a spot right now where they can definitely win even more than that. So if you're Bren right now, you're feeling very comfortable. Even though there's a couple of rounds being picked up here for Invictus, you still got to feel pretty happy with this half.
How did they even turn it around? I'm still very confused.
Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, Wits hits the shot. Destroyer, instead of hiding behind the server, just gives away the kill. He thought he could catch him out, and well, Wits, what a kill. Just so ready for it, completely ready for it. Round number 11 off to a brilliant start for Brent.
I like how methodical he is as well, just checking the corner just in case shouts. Okay. Oh my god, Pro, you lunatic. Oh, that's a terrifying sight, though. Just look around and see a T standing in the flames and he takes you down. And he barely takes any damage as well. That's so well done by Pro. 2 opening kills now. Poppy hiding at the edge of the smoke. Daring Bottle to peer out, and Bottle's going to get the kill now. That's just a Mac 10 lost, and it's information gained as to where Bottle is. But unfortunately for Bren, there's no one towards Team Mid, or Team Mains rather, to get the trade. So Bottle at least brings one back for his side. And we all know how dangerous these 3 remaining players can be. Think of Viva flying still alive, although they have flying playing towards Inner. 35 seconds on the clock. The hit is going to be coming in towards this outer bomb site. Viva gets taken down. Now Bottle and flying left make that all on flying. 1v4 AUG in hand. And is probably wondering how the hell this outside defense just got picked apart by Bren. Whew, okay. These are some really sharp shots coming out from Bren. They're out-dueling and out-aiming Invictus. And not to mention, outplaying them as well.
Yeah, this is unbelievable from Bren. This is definitely not exactly the performance you would ever expect from them. Not sentences you would ever expect to say. But Bren look like they've got more firepower right now than Invictus Gaming. Flying has been a non-factor hero in this map and in the previous for Invictus. He has just been so quiet in this series so far. And Invictus, they cannot afford to let that happen. He's usually their most consistent player, right? We talk about Fly being the consistent star. He's going to find you kills. He's going to have good performances. The X factor is going to be Viva. Shots like Gay if he shows up. Right now, Invictus don't even have that. Micro starting to walk forward. Needs to be careful he doesn't get caught in this crossfire. And well, he clears one. Papachulo on the other side. Cool. Yeah, this is fantastic Counter-Strike being played by Bren. This is brilliant stuff. And they need to continue this. Can't let it slip at all. It needs to be continuous battering coming in from them. 7 rounds T-side train already. Viva catching one, nearly a second kill there as well. Viva is the one player that's kind of looking poised right now. I mean, he has only got 3 kills, but he's been in impactful situations earlier on. Remember the defuse? Definitely, he seems at least clued in that respect, but still pretty quiet stuff from in the kill department. We'll see if he can step up. I've still got confidence in Viva that he's going to be able to deliver some rounds here. I feel like the scoreline for him in terms of being 3-7 is a little misleading. You can take those statistics, but I think he's got a little more in him.
The one person that's impressed me a lot and I'm very happy about is Pro. He's, I think, on 14 kills. And, oh, look at this pace. Look at this pace. There's no one in it, Dinko. There's no one. Flying's going to be making his way in right now, but oh, if they'd gone for that fast play, it would have been just hard. It would have been a call for the save, I feel like, immediately for Invictus. Now, Flying just jump spotting, trying to find something. The hit's already in. He's got a lot of work to do, and Flying on the ladder, which is going to pluck him. That's a free kill if I've ever seen one. Round's done. Round's done. Just go for the save. There's nothing you can do. They went for a gamble play, having 5 players towards outside Dinko. And there's reason to call it a gamble play, because sometimes Lady Luck won't smile your way. And Bren, 8-5. T-side, train, leading on map 1. And now looking pretty dominant on their map pick. And this is clinical stuff. I can pick a couple of these rounds on a T-side of Bren, and I would just use it as an example of how to play the T-side of train. It's been looking so clean so far. Yes, there were a few hiccups here and there. I think the first round Invictus won with kind of like a half investment is something that shouldn't really have taken place. There were a few rounds where Bren looked a little discombobulated, heading towards the outer bomb side. But the majority of rounds on his Filipino side, it's been some clinical textbook Counter-Strike, and I have nothing but just absolute respect and praise for them right now. And this is after like a lot of games of us being very critical of Bren.
Hit 5 up right now, already winning the half here for Bren. Invictus Gaming going into this next one, just scrambling for rounds at this point on the defensive side. Invictus will, if they go down 10-5, right, we've seen there was enough rounds to play with to get a couple more on the board, but it was never going to be enough to close it, right? And we always felt like Bren were inevitably going to take it over the line. And well, this could be another scenario where that plays out. Shots again with 1 kill, but Papachulo immediately there to plug the hole. And that's exactly what Bren have been doing so well, as the spacing has been fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. The spacing has been fantastic. Utility usage has been so good, and right now, for the majority of this map, it feels like, oh, I'm not sure what Derek was thinking there. There's a big gap in the smoke over there, but overall, they've been forcing Invictus to play a very reactive brand of Counter-Strike, just outplaying them, outfaking them, just selling these fakes and whatnot. As Micro, no, that bullet's a giveaway. Now they know where they are. Now, is Destroyer going to reface is the question. There's still a player playing towards the back, and it's going to be, well, both of them getting taken down, Dinko. How? How don't they get a single frag? It's a 3v2, still winnable, considering Micro is internally bleeding out, but Viva's going to be coming out from Connector, and the timing on that Poppy's going to make his way up. The flashbang is good. And now it's all in Viva. He's going to be sneaking up from below. He's going to get at least one kill on the Poppy. I'm very, very sure. He's going to be very calm and composed to get the kill. But now they know where he is. He's going to drop on down. 88 points of health. He has a health advantage. If he finds wins, it could be big. And there we go. Finds one. He has an idea where Micro is. He's going to tap the bomb once Micro not showing. 10 seconds remaining. He's not facing yet. Viva is going to spot him out. And it's an E-box. 7 seconds. There's no time remaining. He knows he's got a kit, but it's not worth it. He's going to fall in a way. He's going to get... Well, doesn't even get the kill. Micro, 4 HP. Will clutch it out for his team. 9-5 to score. Bren, they're on a tear right now. And Invictus, they have nothing going their way.
I'm loving this play. I think this is absolutely brilliant to see. We haven't seen Bren be able to get into the situation. Of course, we'd like to see success from them, but the other thing that I'm very excited about is the fact that Invictus are finally being punished, and that is good to see. I'm enjoying this. This has been a pretty terrible performance from Invictus. Flying has kind of looked a little off as well, and I think everybody can have their off days, right? But we're not really too much into that. But overall, it's just so many bad decisions coming in from Invictus over the past couple of weeks, really. He's been good in certain scenarios, but I feel like this is so stale. The CT setup has been pretty dire, but it's working out this time. A couple of kills coming in from them. Derek with a good kill on the Viva. I don't think they'll be recovering this round here, Brad. No, should be a 9-6 half coming in favor of Bren out of the T side, though. That's impressive. That's good. They're very confident. They're very happy with this, I'm sure.
Are you saying Wits can 1v3 this?
I am saying it's pretty unlikely, and that's exactly why. 9-6 on the board. Invictus, they get 6 rounds. It's not good. I mean, you have Flying down there on 5 and 10. How often does that happen? Viva and Flying at the bottom of the scoreboard.
Well, I feel that also goes to show how reliant they are on Flying just top fragging in the server, right? And I mean, look at this. Flying doesn't have a good day. You're down 9-6. You've lost the first map as well, but Flying was also comparatively kind of quiet. Viva was the only shining light I felt for Invictus on Inferno. And here we go into Train, where it's a map that, yes, it is Bren's pick, but look at the stats. Invictus play this map quite often as well. They are very comfortable on it. But if Flying and Viva don't show up, if they've been neutralized, they have nothing much to show here. As we do head into the second half here, map number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Bren looking pretty good. Wits is going to be pressured. They're going to come running out through the smoke, and he's going to do the smart thing and fall and play a more passive angle. And it is going to be Xiaosag again, a jumping clock shot. Finds Wits and Micro. He's got to help his teammate out, but Poppy and Derek, they're going to strike in tandem. Micro spots a player out from behind. Now it's a 2v3. If Micro gets his kill, it could be big, but he doesn't. Somehow, Flying survives, and now it's on Pro. Finds one, but Flying, he's just, well, unkillable right now by the looks of things, Denko. And it looks like he's heard us. He's woken up. 3k for him in the pistol round. And Invictus, they start things off on the right foot here in the second half.
And they needed to do that. They need to get the piss under their belt. They also need this follow-up round, and they need a clean, clinical start into their attacking side. If not, Bren still will be in a pretty favorable spot. So I feel like 9-6 is probably one of the most misleading score lines, right? It's like Invictus, if they pick this up, fair enough, then it's definitely solid if they win the pistol round. Or should I say Bren, if they win the pistol round and then follow up, then 9-6 is a good enough half. But if they lose the pistol round, it can very quickly just fall away, right? You're tying up just after the first 3 rounds, and then it's anybody's game when it comes to that first gun round. So definitely a misleading one. Papachulo has taken a lot of damage early on. He's dropped to 29.
Again, just a reminder that for the the pistol round was the first pistol round was won by Invictus, so they've won both the pistols.
That's
And yet
ridiculous.
Yeah, and they're trailing right. This is a third best Chinese team, Dinko. The finalists of the previous RMR. And my oh my, do they look so rough right now.
Well, it's Palpachulo with the kill. Bottle. Going back in. Oh no, Bren. No way this happens. They did this in the previous half, but had a far better buy than what they have now. Wits does good work. Finding one kill there, but winning this round should be very, very difficult indeed, especially with Invictus having the 2 AK-47s. The Mac-10 out as well here for Viva. Just the 2 Deagles, Mac-10 in the hands of Papachulo right now for Bren. No kit either, so they've got to move very quickly. Flying's got an important kill there. He will get a second as well. Papachulo going down. That's 3 kills for Flying. These are the kind of rounds where you get your confidence back as well.
Yeah, these are the rounds you need to make clean, right? And Flying, he's starting to definitely warm up. 6 kills already. Poppy trying desperately to at least get a constellation frag, but Flying is gonna pick up the quad kill. And with that, Bren will be forced to go for a full eco. This is an opportunity for Invictus to get to tie things up now. I still don't know, Dinko. Have Bren done enough? Will 9 rounds suffice?
I think if they won the piss around in the follow-up, yeah. But right now, I don't know. I think it's anybody's game. It's hard to call. And I think Bren, it's all about focusing up. We've seen they've started to fall away in the second half.
Yes! That's the first Zeus kill of the tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
That's hilarious. Well, shouts again. That's what you get for diving down into Pop Dog against the Pistols. You get Zeus by Derek, who now has a Mac-10, but not exactly the worst case scenario. Overall, here for Invictus, they still should be winning this round. Destroy with another kill. It's a Wits that goes down, and well, there's a Zeus line in Wit here.
Oh, no!
That must have gone through him. Well,
It just went by his elbow.
yeah, Invictus
Slow-mo.
9-9. They tighten things up, Blood.
Destroyer. 69 armor, 100 HP. He's been actually pretty. I feel like he was the player who was like really kind of stepping up on that first half. He had a lot of big moments. How did that Zeus miss? It felt like it was off by like a millimeter. Anyway, Byron coming out, Dinko. Wits with the AWP. He has been fantastic so far. Poppy pushing up towards Pop Dog. Wits looking to take the fight. Molotov in his face. Is going to stick around for a bit. Not too bad. Poppy. Nate going to take a bit of health out of him. And the smoke's going to completely make life miserable. Shaosage peeks out just slowly. That's the easiest kill for Wits. But the push coming in, and this is a good hold. Derek and Pro chiming in for a kill apiece, and now it's a 4v2. Poppy doesn't need to face, can just wait, stick around towards Pop Dog. Viva and Bottle have a lot of work to do here. Make that Viva alone.
Well, Viva inside of the site here will look for Wits in the connector. He's got 1 kill, looking for a follow-up as well. And Papachulo is going to say no. That's 3 kills. 3 players, shall I say, staying alive for Bren, and a convincing round from them overall, really. And they can be pretty happy about that. That's a very important gun round coming up, and 10 picked up. That shows an early sign that Bren are not done. They did not have a 1 good half over in the first. It'll be a follow-up in the second as they look to try and close this series. They're really here to play. They want to take this 2-0 against Invictus. They don't want any of those shenanigans where the lower tier team surprises us with a map win on the first and go on to lose the following 2. They want to show us what they're made of here. And a win over Invictus would certainly be a good statement. I mean, so this round, though, it's Invictus with a bit of a strange buy right now. They don't exactly have all of the weapons available to them. It's an AK out for Flying, but for the most part, you'll get a couple more AKs in play. But shouts again, Viva are struggling economically.
Decisions. Yeah, this is a rough spot to be in. Flying's already bought up as well. I mean, might as well commit, I guess. Bolt and Destroyer can buy for themselves. Viva will have to go for a Galil, armor, smoke, and a flash. That's what he can afford. For Xiao Sage, yeah, that's rough. Deagle and armor, that's literally all he can afford. And he even might have to make do with just a Kevlar. We do have a player dropping out for the side of Bren, so a little bit of a technical issue. This game is definitely heating up. What's the third map? Was it Dust 2?
I think it's Dust 2, right?
Yeah, if I'm Bren, I want to close it out right now. I don't want to take it to Dust 2. I feel like Invictus is just going to run over Bren on Dust 2. Looking at the stats. Yeah, Bren have 100% win rate.
Ooh.
Not Bren. Yeah, sorry. Invictus have 100% win rate and Bren have 67% win rate. Although, the caveat being that Bren have played a few more maps.
We have got ourselves a couple of players now dropping off the server for Bren. Not exactly the scenario you want to see play out. Especially with them winning such an important round just off the back of that win there, Blast. So, you know, you come into this next one, you'll have the momentum built up. You'll have the confidence after that previous round win. You're going to want to carry that over and immediately get started with the next, right? Unfortunately, Bren not really given the chance to do that after losing 2 players. So we're going to have to wait for those players to reconnect. You're going to have to get that match medic in. That gives Invictus some time to talk about what they want to do. But generally, you're not allowed to talk during the tech pauses, but it being online, the online era of Counter-Strike, it's very difficult to enforce those rules. So they'll probably be talking. Let's be real.
Yeah. The thing being, both the sides are going to be talking, right? And if I'm Bren, I'm like, all right, guys, you know, we just have to play it smart and safe. You know, set up a crossfires, don't have to overextend, and we should have this in the bag. But I'm more curious about what's happening on the Invictus side. They have been looking very rough here. And I'm actually going to take a look at they're right now, I think, top 4 in the overall standings. No, they're second place, actually. They've only lost 1 game, Denko. Which is kind of mental, looking at how rough they look right now. I'm more curious about the lower half of the group standings, right? So right now, Beyond have 6 points, Bren have 6 points. Bren is in the 7th position, and again, reminding everyone, 7th to 10th at the end of the group stage, you're eliminated. So Beyond are right now clinging on to that 6th spot, mainly solely because they have a good round difference. But if Bren wins this game, they're going to be above Beyond, and they have to play against After and Sigma later on, which should go the way of Bren, at least, you know, based on the current form. For Beyond, they have to play Vici and Tiger later on. So imagine Bren qualifying for the playoffs and Beyond not making it. That would be just a gut punch for Bren. Sorry, for Beyond. And I feel like that could be something that forces them to go for a big change.
I think it's almost expected at that point. They would have to make a change or two. This would be a bit unacceptable. And well, Brent, coming into this next round finally, they're back of the server, all 5 players, Blair the Op being picked up for Wits. Take a look at their buy though.
That's a curious one. Xiao didn't have much to begin with, and he's got a Mac 10 Op for Viva. I'm okay with the Op for Viva. I feel like, yes, he has been pretty much non-existent this entire map. Been very, very quiet, but I feel like, at least on Infinity side, I remember, not anytime recently, but once upon a time, he used to be so very impactful in opening up sites, and if they can set him up, it can be quite deadly indeed, especially, you know, you get a site, you leave him in a post-line position, as we do have a little bit of aggression taking place towards Brown Halls, but this setup could work out. Micro playing the anti-flash Wits. He's going to be making contact, Op in hand. Derek's hearing a lot of noise above him. Are they going to try peeking straight? That's the question. All the timing. Oh, the timing. The double peek comes in. And unfortunately, there was no tell, Dinko. There was no tell, but doesn't matter. Pro finds 2. Now it's a 2v2, and they're going to be heading straight towards outer. Are they? I don't know. Bomb still sticking around. Op will be retrieved by Xiao Sage. That was brutal timing, Dinko. I feel so bad for Wits there.
Yeah, he could have done so much more.
That would have been a shutdown. That would be
Yeah, that would have been
wrecked.
round done, yeah. Well, still 2v2. Still a chance to win this. Pro with a good double. Papachulo now looking towards the backside of the B-bomb side, but Invictus are going to the other side of the map. The polar opposite side of the map right now, actually. You can see how far away these players are from each other. I think Invictus, once they start to source the information that there is no one on this A-bomb site, they will get that bomb down. They will secure the plant at least, at a minimum, and then play for the 2v2. The retake attempt will come in from 2 players playing together. There's a kit available towards ramp. I would love if Papachulo picked that up. He doesn't currently have one. And having 2 kits, even though they've got the one, would definitely be beneficial. And I want to get this bomb plant, they should realize. But Papachulo instead is going to take the shorter avenue of approach. Or actually, he's going to follow up. Where does he go with this one? He tries to go forward into connector, but they're going to be doubling up in hell. Now, this is a decent setup from Shasa getting Destroyer to try and win this, right? Because the first player can peek out. They don't expect the second to be there. But Destroyer's gone and moved. He's gone back over towards Olaf. Now playing in front of T-Con. Molotov. It's going to force him back to Winsty Chem, and I can just hold this position down. Pro using the utility, starting to move forward, but Destroyer, he's guaranteed a kill here, surely. But Pro, a 3rd kill, tapping the bomb, trying to pull Shouts into the open. He sees no one's on it. He's got the perfect post plant at the time. It's so far gone. They take so damn long in that retake play that they just lose the round.
Look, there's so many ways to approach that 2v2, and I don't really want to fault them. They were really committed towards that, holding on their inner bomb side. But if I'm them, I would have just like stepped up and just gone for like just walked in towards brown halls together, maybe, right? Gather information instead of just playing reactive. Because 2v2, especially with their position, it was such a big gamble because once a bomb is going to get planted, you're going to take forever to head towards outer, and it's going to give a lot of time for Invictus to get to the post plants. So wasn't a very big fan of the way they played the 2v2, but hey, if Invictus headed towards inner, they would have been just wiped out. They would have won the round. So it's a kind of a gamble play. However, I would rather play it a little bit more in such a way that you at least give yourself a little bit of an advantage. But of course, it's way more easier, in hindsight. As I say, Captain Hindsight, always 2020. As we do see scores getting tied up. Expensive round for both the sides. You can clearly see money not looking good for either of these 2 teams.
Oh, Derek going down. This is such an unfortunate scenario, but Papachulo, the double kill delivered. Bren looking good now. Back into a man advantage for them. And it's a quick play out here. He needs another Papachulo. I talk about him having these moments. He does. He steps up. He gets Bren in these rounds when they most desperately need them. And that might just be enough. But Wits, how? It's more like whiffs.
After everything Poppy has done, Dinka. After everything he's done, it falls apart. Xiao Sage with the triple kill. And yeah, Wits, you don't whiff those.
So mad.
You could have hit those shots, Dinka.
I could have. I literally could have. That was the easiest shot. Like, anybody could. Mitch could have even hit that shot.
Well,
That's
let's not go there. All right, let's not go there. You, I believe. Tom, I believe. Mitch, I don't know.
True. Well, nonetheless, 11 to 10. It's around the run should have won. It just is, and Papachulo thought he had done enough, but Wits just misses the easiest shot, and now Micro going forward into the brown holes, gets aggressive, 1 kill for him. He looked for a second, but is flying on the Mac 10. Now switches out to the AK. Pro has just bit his teammates so hard, and while flying, he's ready. He'll take him away as well.
Pro should have just walked up when he heard the Molotov getting thrown in. It's very close by.
Just played that one very poorly, to be honest.
There's good betting, good betting. There's good baiting, and there's bad baiting. And that was an example of bad bait. Could have at least got the, kind of neutralize the man advantage that Invictus have instead. It's going to be a 4v3. Now, Wits and Poppy, very solid. Derek, he's a god, but it's not going to be easy here. Oh, okay. All right, Wits. That's ballsy. Now, if he clears his inner area real quick, they can send his players out, but it's a little too late, Ninko. You can already see the smokes being deployed, and Bren realizes it's not really worth going for this particular retake. Although they could, I guess. They're gonna have money anyway. They don't have any Kevlar either. They could try and make it a little bit more expensive for Invictus. It's not really worth saving this.
Well, it's going to be Derek catching out Destroyer. 3 versus 3. 20 seconds on this clock, though. No kit available. Absolutely no chance of winning this round unless they move quickly. And that's going to be flying going down. Now the time is really starting to tick. You have to get on the bomb now. And that's not going to work out for them. It's Papachula. The last remaining player can come behind. He can get every single kill here. That would be perfect. But Eva does survive. He gets the AWP into the next round. And it's 12 to 10. 4 rounds away from Invictus, sending us to map number 3. Bren have a bye coming into this. They've had so many scenarios here on the CT side where they should have been able to get a couple more wins under the belt. They've only won 1 round. 1 single round play after coming out of that first half.
Yeah, considering how much work they did rather on the first half, this is just abysmal from Bren. But it's still not all doom and gloom yet. Again, CD side train. But if it slips away from the hands of Bren, I feel like Dust 2 is just going to be a mauling by Invictus. But got to give credit where it's due. Invictus with a pretty good resurgence late into the second map. Now can they withstand the buy from Bren? Or Bren have only had, I feel like, just a couple of gun rounds so far. One of which they won, and the next one where they lost. Due to that 2v2. What's with the AWP? Oh, that's just unfortunate for Poppy. Bottle just swings out wide. Derek with the trade, though. But Viva catching Wits. That's going to make things quite problematic here, Pro. He's got everything to do, Dinko. And he's going to find nothing. What is that from Pro? That's just terrible. And Micro left alone. He's like, guys, what's going on? How do you all die? Why am I alone? I'm the new guy. I can clutch a 1v4 out. 13 to 10. And slowly but surely, Dinko. Yeah, I can almost feel the I can almost hear the dry winds of Dust 2 just sweeping our direction.
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, coming into this, you needed to just pick up every opportunity that you got given to you. The fact that you've had Pat Pachulo deliver an unbelievable 3K on what was going to be a rough round for you, and then you just miss a couple of shots. Not just Wits, I have to say. You know, he was the obvious one, but a couple of the sitters from the Deagle players towards the back of the site as well. Like you've just had so many opportunities here, Bren, that you've just thrown away. And unfortunately, that's not going to get you wins across the board. Their CT side has been really rough here in this second half of training. It's not like Invictus have been playing fantastically either. I think Bottles had a good performance. Viva's had a lot of important kills. Flying's just lit up the scoreboard coming into the second half at least. That's something, but they're not playing fantastic Counter-Strike. It really is just individuals. And that's something we always talk about for this Invictus side. Is it feels like that's all they've got.
The thing is, this particular game wouldn't really be much of a problem. Can I shut for micro? It's not much of a problem for the side of Invictus because they are second place in the table. But of course, you know you want that win. You want to have a high seeding. You don't want to face Tyloo early in the playoffs. But for Bren, it's a do or die. It's like a must-win game, and to kind of lose your grip of what has been, well, a fantastic showing so far. And this is an incredible showing. Micro, what is that? What is that? The 4K out of nowhere gets a kill, picks up the AK, and Invictus just walking one by lemmings looking to end their lives early. That is just nuts from Micro.
Well, that is a big turnaround. That's the kind of round you need if you're Bren. That gives you so much confidence. 13-11, Bren right back into things. Boy, we were so doom and gloom in the previous round, but that turns things around completely. Just as you start to doubt them, Bren, give it an opportunity, and they will capitalize. Invictus light up, but it is going to be a chance for a 12th round here for Bren. They should be taking this play, but it is Invictus, and it's the Deagles.
Why is Bottle bought up?
Hero AK.
Yeah, but you're not a hero.
They need a hero.
You're a Bottle Junior, and I don't know.
Not
I
even
mean,
Bottle Senior can pull this off.
I know. He'll still have some money, but it's not worth it. But CsGo with the Deagle. He's gonna find Poppy. Watch him win this. Watch him win this. Oh no, never mind. Derek's still alive. He's gonna keep that AK-47 out of the hands of the surviving members of Invictus. 4v4. I'm not a huge fan of this. How is Destroyer snuck his way into... what is his hold? Oh, and what is that shot? They're falling apart, Dinko. It's happening. You jinxed it. Invictus are gonna win a round that they had no business winning.
Micro, let's go. Oh.
How are they winning these duels? I don't understand. I give up. Like, Wits has given up. He's just running for the hills. He's like, screw this. I'm out, guys. I'm out. How do you lose that? How do you lose that round?
Blah, blah, blah. Not only are they going to lose the round, that was obvious long ago, but the other thing is they don't even save the rifles. So what they do is just give their lives away completely needlessly, and now they have zero chance of winning the next round, when in fact they could have recovered, but now they have zero chance. It is over. It's going to be 15-11. I don't know how that even happens. Like, oh, Invictus, okay, you just boggle my mind with the fact that you can do this so often in some of the duels that you're able to win, but Bren, come on. Why?
They win the buy round and they just get destroyed by Deagles. Like, ugh.
I'm not a fan of playing Pop Dog in this kind of round either.
That was a nice... Okay, great shots.
They are great shots. You have to give it to them, but...
Oh, Eva.
Viva, I knew it, blah. I knew it had some moments in him. He was looking kind of... Some of the decision-making, some of the positioning, he seemed clued in. He seemed like he was having one of those games where he knew what was going on.
Can I just point out how Bottle was the one we were questioning? It's like, why is he going for the AK? And he gets nothing done with the AK. And we're like, okay, AK is taken away. There's nothing Invictus can... Invictus is like, have you forgotten about us and the Deagles? Somewhere, Mitch is smiling. Because I do believe they had 4 Deagles that round, Dinko. It was a 4 Deagle round.
They had 4 Deagles, they had 1 AK-47, and they won the round. And, well, Bren, they have had every opportunity to take a win here today. But this might just be the final few nails in their coffin on train at least. We'll head to Dust 2, most likely. But it's going to be the final bite coming in for Bren. If they pick this up, I start to believe again. I have to, right? You have to be positive.
When are you going to stop believing, Dinko?
I don't know. I'm like Journey.
You are young. There's a youthful optimism, the refreshing, youthful, rosy optimism inside of you. I like that, Dink. But one day, soon, and at this rate, in a very accelerated manner.
Here we go. Here we go, Blair.
Oh no, he's falling for it, guys. He's losing it. He's gonna lose it.
With one incredible kill. I feel like we just have to hype everybody up here. Derek, oh, this is definitely not a bad decision. This is definitely so intelligent, and you should definitely go up the top of this ladder.
He's still not gonna get punished. Oh, it's gonna work out for him.
Papachulo up on top of the blue train. A couple of players coming into his crosshair, but they're going to be ready for this. But the smoke is that. Destroyer walks around. We knew it was going to happen. Destroyer getting rid of Papachulo. And now Wit's repositioning. It's the attack into the A-bomb site. And Wit's trying to get a better spot. It's a nice shot. A second. He's making up for all his whiffs earlier on. And Micro, he's actually been quite good in the last couple of rounds here. And the rest of Brad step up. Like I said, boy, we're right back on the hype train. Let's go, Bran.
Well, Invictus' money's in a weird spot. They're gonna buy. I think they're gonna buy. I really think they're gonna buy because they know they can like smack down the money there.
Yeah, of course. They're gonna buy for the rest of this, most likely. It's Invictus.
Woods has made up for it though. 100%.
He did. for sure. Gets the opening kill, gets an important follow-up. Sets up the rest of the team. 14-12. Papachulo, I have to say, as good as he is, as important a player as he is for this team, he makes some strange decisions in terms of his early positioning.
They're not going to buy. I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with Invictus.
They got a couple of deagles, and that's it. Nice.
No, they need 4 deagles.
A
They
bit
need
careful
4
there for
deagles.
Destroyer.
This is okay. I'm okay with this. They're just equalizing the
Not a bad
money
buy.
out. Yeah. For those of you wondering why we keep talking about 4 deagles, this is a hypothesis that Jason Kaplan and Mitch came up with from the previous PAL, where they're like, if Invictus or any team, any Asian team, has 4 deagles, not 3, not 5, not 2, not 1. If they have 4 deagles, it's 100% guaranteed they're going to win the round. And so far, it's actually worked out like 80% of the
It's
time.
so
I don't know
dumb.
how it worked. It just. They unfortunately have only 3 deagles this time, Dinko, so I don't think they're going to win this.
No, they won't. It's going to be 14-13. Of course, Bren into good position. Derek's going to line them up. It's a wet floor, and they're all sliding. And there it is from Derek. He's got 4. And
the
well,
ace.
Pro steals it away. 14-13. Here we go. Most important round coming up here for both teams. Invictus more so because they're a map down in the series. Bren, well, they've got themselves an AWP in the hands of Wits. The AK-47 still in Pro's hands. And the rest with M4A4s. Here for Invictus, it is going to be the buy. They will purchase up the utility. They will have an AWP if they decide to pick it up on Viva. But if not, then the 5 rifle setup. And there goes the AWP into the hands of Viva. He decides to go with utility instead of armor. He could have gone for the light Kevlar with no helmet, but he decides to go with a smoke and a flash. I don't know if I think that's a good decision. I don't think so, but I think I would still prefer the armor.
Yeah, but it's Viva. He's taking one for the team. It's like, it's fine, guys. I'll get a kill. And I have a smoke as well for the post play. I'm actually surprised that Invictus haven't really been abusing this inner bomb side. Although they've actually had more success winning the deals to its outside, so can't really blame them for it. This is a round that I feel is going to determine which way this one's going to swing. If Invictus wins this, I feel like it's going to be a moral blow. And despite Bren having the money, I feel Invictus is going to be running away with it. If they lose this, though, Dinko, the money's still going to be in a rough spot. That's potentially, again, I say potentially, because Invictus and Deagles, we all know how that can go, can get to map point. As we do see this inner hit coming in. It's a little bit, it's a smoke towards connector. Smoke for the upper ramp. Wit's going to rattle off a shot. Molotov. The Destroyer's going to open things up. Finds Derek. That's actually the kill on the Derek. I think Derek was... Did he go up? Did he go up, Hot Dog? I don't know. And now it's all on Micro. Bottles opened up the site. It is a 3v2. Pro and Micro. Versus Viva, Destroyer, and Flying. And Flying's push up towards the oil. This is not going to be an easy retake, especially with Viva having the AWP trained on top of the oil train. Molotov's going to force Flying back, forcing him to reposition himself a little bit. Micro needs to make a little bit of move here, but Viva, the crossfire is perfect. There's no way he's going to be expecting. He's going to find a kill, though, but he looks down, and Flying's going to get the trade. Immediately, it's all on Pro. 1v2. Are they going to peek him together? The double peek looks likely, and yes, they do. No, you don't spot him out, and Pro isolates 1 kill. 13 seconds. He's got to push up. There's no time remaining. 10 seconds. And Destroyer faces, but there's no time remaining. And that's going to be Invictus stealing away round number 15 as they get to map point and 1 round away from taking us to map number 3, which will be on Dust 2.
Well, that was a scenario in which it's heartbreaking because you get all of the kills, right? It's just not enough time to get close to the bomb and go for the defuse. They come out on top in terms of the economy. They come out on top in terms of the money here, Blood. But when you take a look at the next few rounds, like you said, there's 2 opportunities now for Invictus to take this over the line, to send us to Dust 2. Bren, if they want to win this map, they've got to do it in overtime. And that is just such a long way away. The buy sucks from Invictus. We'll see if this is enough to break them. Bren, they had every opportunity. Just think, Blah. Just think about some of those rounds that they've had. Could have been over. And well, they go for the push to the smoke. It hasn't worked out. A fantastic start and upgrade from the Mac 10 to the M4A4. You're welcome. Provided by Derek. The little gift basket arriving for Invictus. They'll happily take that. And it might just include a ticket to Dust 2. Now look at this push up in towards the brown holes from Micro. He's going to continue to walk forward, but he's actually dropped down into the site. Under a minute in play.
So a world where Bren can bring this one back, even though they are a man down. Like I said, under a minute in play, 40 seconds on the clock. Oh, that timing on the Molotov is perfect. Micro, though, he's going to be pressured, and it's going to be Wits. Good for one. That's all he's going to find. Bottom's going to fall. Micro is going to be hunted down by Viva, and 2v3. Once again, bomb will be planted. Viva doesn't have an AWP, but Pro is going to check the oil. He won't flank. He's going to clothesline him, and it's all on Poppy. 1v1 as he finds both of them, and Destroyer left. And Poppy, unfortunately, Dinko, he has no idea where Destroyer is. And Destroyer can play the bomb. Poppy, he's got no smoke. He's got no kit. He's got nothing. He's just going to tap the bomb once. I think he spots a Destroyer there.
Oh.
Destroyer's going to go for the peak. And it is going to be Invictus taking map number 2 as we head over to Dust 2. And I feel like, I don't know about you, Dinko, I feel like Bren, that was their opportunity to get the win. Heading into Dust 2, I feel like Invictus just might run amok and make things kind of rough for them.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think this is where Bren's just thrown away their opportunity to take down one of the top Chinese teams. We've got Mitch and Tom to share their thoughts on the matter, though. And do you guys feel like there's a chance for Bren coming into this one? Is Mitch dead?
Mitch looks dead. Mitch?
Mitch?
Wow, he's speaking without
Look,
using his
Mitch
mouth.
so
That's impressive. Okay, we can hear Mitch, so that's good. But let's start with you, Tom. What are your thoughts on this game? That's hilarious.
I'll be honest, it's a weird one. It was a very scrappy game. Obviously, both teams pulling off an awful lot on the T side, which in my eyes normally suggests that neither team are particularly good at the map. Like, that's normally where I put it down to. If both teams are pulling off a huge amount of rounds on the attacking side, it sort of makes me think that maybe utility's not being used properly, and especially on the A side with the amount of teams that are just able to burst out of main, it really does sort of cause problems for me. It's something we've also seen with the CT side of Bren in general, that Micro, although he didn't necessarily have a bad game here, that B site doesn't really suit him. I feel like they need to be utilizing him a little bit better, and it showed. So I don't think like it was as bad as some of the matches we've seen previously, but obviously Bren making some severe like slip-ups that end up costing them the match, and that was basically the be-all and end-all. They never really got enough economy going on the CT side, so their buys were really skewed. And a lot of that came down to losing to pistols, which, well, it's the unforgivable sin.
Yeah, it was a weird affair, Mitch. Hope your camera's fixed, but I'm sure we can hear you. Any thoughts when it comes to Dust 2? Do you feel this could still be Bren maybe seeing the win away, or do you feel it's an opportunity that's kind of like went past them? Oh, all right. Looks like no one can hear you, Mitch. So we don't have Mitch again. Even though he's there, he's still not there, Dinko, as usual. But I'm going to throw this question your way, Dinko. Dust 2, do you think Bren have what it takes? I mean, they can play the map, but it's just a map where Invictus haven't lost a single map in the past 3 months, even though they've only played 6 of them.
So my problem is coming into this third map. Invictus have shown that they're not a good team right now, but they're just good enough individuals that they win some stupid rounds, and they win enough for those stupid rounds to take map wins. And Bren, they make mistakes, they let those stupid rounds play out. You know, there are a couple of missed shots and wits here and there, and Bren, they make too many mistakes. So I think Invictus are going to capitalize on that heading into Dust 2. I don't think it's going to be a good game of Counter-Strike from either team. I think there's certainly going to be a lot of weaknesses, but every time that I've seen Bren on Dust 2, I'm a little bit unsure of their setups. I think, again, Micro is underutilized, which was that B-bomb side, doesn't really do a whole lot. That's a bit of a weakness for Bren. And I think Invictus are just good enough individuals that they're going to be able to take this over the line. I think it's going to be exacerbated on Dust 2 at individual level, just so many mistakes being made by Bren. Invictus are probably going to take this.
Well, whether that's going to be happening or not, we're going to be finding out. Before that, we have a short, quick break, and we'll be back with more Counter-Strike action here in PAL 2024. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Map 3 is going to be the decider. Invictus versus Bren. It's all tied up 1-all. And Dinko, we head into Dust 2. Everyone's favorite map. And I wonder how this one's going to play out.
It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a real mess, but I think we're going to see a lot of mistakes coming in from both teams. It is going to be down to the individual performance from Invictus that'll get them over the line here. That's my prediction. I'm going to stand by it. I did think, you know, it's going to be a win for Invictus overall coming into today, but I didn't know in what fashion they were going to get there, right? It's going to be either a 2-0 where they pick up the first 2 maps, or it was going to be one of these slogger battles where they go to 3. And I think coming into this third map, it's Dust 2. It's generally looked at as a 50-50, but I think it's more like 55 to Invictus right now. I think they just have better individuals. So generally that's going to be enough to take it over the line. I said the problem for Bren would be finding the consistency of keeping their individuals at a high level. And unfortunately, they didn't do that. You know, coming into train, Derek was still good, but he was not really hitting the highs that he was hitting on Inferno. Wits had one of the rounds that actually probably cost them the game, you know. Like, it wasn't obviously that one specific round was the problem for them, but it was more so if they'd won that round, which was set up for them, they probably would have taken it over the line, right? They had so many opportunities. That was the one round where he misses that shot. So, yeah, a couple of individual moments misfiring there for Bren, and you can't really afford to have that coming into your third map, which just so happens to be Dust 2.
Yeah, and looking at the stats for Wits, he had only 13 frags, and this is so different from what we saw in Inferno.
Yeah.
And that's a problem with Wits, especially in a map like Train with the AWP. You've been handed time and time again by your teammates. You need to step up a little bit. Also, Poppy went 1-8 when it comes to opening duels. That's never really going to be healthy for your side, and yeah, that's the way it is. What's disappointing for me from Bren was we saw some glimpses of very good Counter-Strike on the T side initially, right? Some very good executes, great utility usage, especially towards the outer bomb side, but that CD side just fell apart flat.
Yeah, it really did. I think Tom kind of hit the nail on the head, right? It's the fact that neither of those teams really know how to play that second map. And I think we've seen actually quite a few weaknesses from Bren on the CT side. And I think that's mainly down to their anchor holes. They're very, very terrible. They don't get enough kills when the attacks are coming in. And that's a big problem for Bren, right? Because they're not exactly the most individually gifted team. So it's not like they're going to be pulling off these crazy retakes. It's not like they're going to be getting into rounds and being a man down and still being able to pick them up. It's just not going to happen for them. So on the CT side, they struggle a lot in that respect. So I feel like coming into this map, they're going to have to step up on an individual level, not only in the retakes, but mostly on those holds. And that's why I have another problem as we talk about it. We probably drained this point dry, is the fact that Micro is not a very good bomb site anchor, and they put him on the B bomb site as an anchor on pretty much every map. So he's got to step up massively. There's times where he's just so indecisive. It's like he hasn't got enough experience in the role, because there's times where he's going up against the low buy. He knows he's up against pistols. Well, he should know, depending on the information given. But he goes aggressive and he plays close to the tunnels and he plays in these corners behind the car, and there's no crossfires. There's no idea on how to play that B bomb site, and that really triggers me.
He did put up a decent showing on Train.
He
at least, though.
yeah.
Kind of, not that bad. But yeah, I agree with you. Dust 2 B bomb site has been a weakness for many teams so far we've witnessed in the Perfect World Asia League so far. Not just in fall, but the summer edition, as we're now in the sunny, dusty, and bright
suntan
map of Dust 2. Yeah, I remember last time I went on a vacation, I forgot my suntan lotion, and I came back completely burnt to a crisp. Had skin peeling off my back, my neck.
Lovely.
Fun times.
Great mental image. But yeah, I can't remember the last time I was sunburnt. I generally
was it Abu Dhabi? But no, we were in the shade most of the time.
Yeah, we definitely were. But I've been out in the sun a little bit more since then. But the summer's actually over here in Europe. I feel like the summer was last week. And now it's gone. It's just completely gone. It's cold, it's dark, and it's raining. So, you know, I'm not complaining. I've kind of had enough of the sunshine for a little while. I wouldn't mind a few more days of this, but then, no, I want the sunshine back. You know, it's the classic complain about what you've got, and then when it's gone, you complain about it being gone.
It's been raining for a month over here, and you know what? I like it. I like waking up to just rain pouring down. It's dark, it's gloomy, it's cozy. I know some people are not a big fan of that, as we do have Pro coming in from lower tunnels. What a sneaky bastard. He's sneaking from behind. They're expecting Dinko, but doesn't matter. He's just gonna stand there because there are 5 people alive. Oh, PGL, can we please have a replay of Pro's POV there? He was being so
asking for
sneaky.
replays in the
I want to
knife
see.
round.
I want to see him just give up there, like lose faith in the life, just stand there. He's like, he comes sneaking in. He's like, guys, I'm going to come from behind and get a shank in. And then they're like 5 C's looking at him. He's like, yep, nope, I'm just gonna stand here and make it quick. That's what happens when you try to be sneaky in a knife round. But Invictus, they win it. They win it very convincingly, and they're going to be starting on a CT side here. Dust 2. They've played 6 maps so far in Dust in the past 3 months. They haven't dropped a single one of them. But then again, Bren have played more than Invictus have. I think they played like 10 times. Let me quickly look at the stats. And they have a pretty decent win rate. It's not like Bren can't play Dust 2. They have a 67% win rate out of 9 played. So it's not terrible. And here we go. Fast hit coming in towards Cat. It's going to be Micro leading the charge. 4 players pushing up towards short. They have, I do believe that it's Wits, kind of holding the flank towards lower tunnels. No presence towards the long. And there are only 2 CTs holding towards the A bomb site.
Well, it's going to be the play from Bren in towards short, attacking this A site. Bottle looking to be the holder. We'll see if he can do anything for this anchor spot. He goes down to Micro almost immediately. Derek on the P250 delivers a quick death. And now it's a 5 versus 2. Good start for Bren.
Very good start. It's going to be almost impossible for them to come back from this one. Destroyers use up the smoke. And not sure what there's going on over there, but doesn't matter. Wits Micro Pro. Kill a piece. Double kill for Micro there. And that is going to be a very convincing pistol round being won here by Bren. I like that. They had a game plan. They went for the execute. And it works out wonderfully. For the side of Invictus, looking at each other, just talking things through. They're like, do we go for the force, guys? And yes, they will. Yes, they will. Why did I even have a little doubt in my mind they wouldn't go for it? And it's a 4 Deagles. 4 Deagles, Dinko. It's always scary when they have 4 Deagles. What did I tell you? Destroyer. Getting a kill. At least gets traded immediately. As we do have Bottle rattling a couple of shots. He's trying to bait himself for Viva. As Viva pushing on ahead in front of the smoke. This could actually potentially catch a player off guard. Oh, Viva is gathering information and he should get the kill here. Picks up a Mac 10. That should be a free frag. That's a free frag. That's a free frag for him. Wit's going to get taken down. The aggression working out wonderfully. As we do have the bomb getting retrieved. Now with 35 seconds on the clock, they need to make a little bit of haste. The problem is, where did they head towards? They go to 2 players towards B, 2 at A. 30 seconds. Time is not their friend right now.
Time is not their friend. Time is friends of no one. And while Viva, he's going to drop off into a better position at long range. It's Shasa Gay looking for the pick as they continue to move forward. He's missed a couple of shots now. He's under pressure, but it's Bren who will be picking themselves up a second round, flying alone with the AK-47. Now, usually, I would say he had a chance, but there's no kit here. And it comes down to whether or not you get these kills quite quickly. AK-47 still on hand. Goes for the reload as he starts to move forward. Now, Line has been relatively quiet in this series in comparison to his performances we know he's capable of, and he will go down. It's a 2-0 start for Bren.
Solid start. Although, yeah, hemorrhaging quite a few players. But again, it was the force buy coming out from Invictus, so they're still going to be feeling pretty comfortable, considering it's going to be just default pistols across the board for the Invictus side, unless they go for a couple of deeks. Of course, going to go for a couple of deeks in the hands of Mr. Destroyer and Viva. But as long as they play their anti-egos right, it should be pretty easy pickings for the Filipino side.
Oh, Derek. Oh, comes down to this peak, and he's going to find one. He needs to be careful. Oh my god, Derek! He
Almost.
gets two. There was actually another transfer. Never mind. That's a little bit disappointing. Pro does take it though. Nice try from Derek to get the 3, but still getting 2 kills in towards middle or towards short. Good stuff. Now it's just Invictus destroying, flying. 2 versus 5. Now, obviously, this round is done. It's going to be 3-0. And Bren, I mean, they had to get off to the good start, I think, coming into Dust 2. They're a very momentum-based team. We know they're good on the T side. It's the CT side where they struggle. So they're going to need to post as many rounds as possible on this attacking side.
I feel like the CD side is a problem for both the teams. Good round from Brenda, not losing a single player. Yeah, I think the CD side is a problem for both the sides. Invictus, they've had a lot of issues with that B-bomb side hold, I've noticed in the past. And the same thing can be said for Bren. So I agree with you. I feel like the attacking side has got to be a lot. And we saw that in the first half, Dinko and Train. 9 rounds for Bren. It wasn't enough, was it? So you're going to need as much as possible. Now they're going to be facing the first real test in a while. Viva with the AWP. All from his Xiaosage M4s all around for the rest of the team. And it's going to be the B-bomb side that's going to be facing a bit of pressure. Flying alone. It has smoke. It has the M4. There's no one nearby, Dinko. There's not a soul nearby.
Well, flying is the one player you know can step up. And when he's under a lot of pressure, he'll check out to the left side. Flashbang's up in the air. It's a 1 kill for flying. That's all he'll get. But Xiaosage gets to the window quickly. Now I look for a little bit more. He's forced away. Molotov's actually going to burn him down to 9 HP, but he stays alive. He gets out of position, and that is going to be a 4th round. Looking to be locked in here for Bren, but they've got a man advantage on the CT side, but it's short-lived. Pro, through the smoke, catches out Xiaosage. Now Bottle. He's looking for his chance in through the window. Molotov is going to go behind Pro. That's going to force him into the open here. That's a good piece of utility being used up. Actually, no, it doesn't extend to it. Must have got stuck in some part of the geometry inside of the site. You can see it doesn't bounce. Instead, just goes behind Pro and it's completely useless. Bottle goes down. And yeah, this retake attempt, it looked like there was a chance, but it's a 4th round on the board for Bren. They win the first gun round in relatively convincing fashion. Yeah, you lose those 2 players, yes, but that post plan was solid.
That was, and considering it was a 4v3 as well, although I feel a little unfortunate for Xiaosage. He's getting caught out on the cross through the smoke by Pro. And as long as this man's alive, you can always rely on him, Derek. Just a wide swing into Viva's crosshair. No time to even rattle off a shot, and Invictus now 0-4. Have a few pistols. But with long control being gained here early on, yeah, they should be heading towards A. It's a much more smarter play. Wits and be double peaked. And destroyed by Destroyer. But they have lost that A bomb site. No, AWP picked up. They actually haven't lost a site yet. They still have yet to cross on over. Smokes are going to be good, Dinko. So the AWP will be neutralized for a bit. For the CTs, they have a Molotov and they have a smoke. The boost, though, and Pro catches Viva. That's unfortunate. And all 3 players now waiting towards that A site. Pro is going to come charging on in, finds one. And this should be the round. If I'm Destroyer, I'm just trying to save that AWP. That's a big gun to hold on to. Yes, they will have money anyway, but, you know, might as well hold on to the AWP. It's not really worth going for the... just giving it away, just going for exits. Because the money is good. And Derek, oh my lord. USP, edge of the box, gets a headshot. Op, taken away.
Well, coming into round number 6, it's been a flawless beginning here for Bren. Invictus Gaming done. They're going to get the double op setup out. Now, obviously, this is a very viable setup on the CT side of Dust 2. And you can definitely rock those weapons a little bit more than you probably could on a lot of the other maps, just with the way it's laid out. And so, destroying Viva with the double snipers, we'll see how they play. It's going to be a heavy presence in towards A long. You see 3 players immediately fighting this way. Viva's on the car, so a heavy stack in towards A at the start of the round. But Bren, they're not taking any of it. Instead, they're going to the other side of the map, where it's just Destroyer on the B-bomb site alone. Now, if they go straight away, they use this deep smoke to play contact and just get in behind, explode on the bomb site. Destroy's going to be under a lot of pressure. He gets one off a second as well. Somehow, he gets 2 kills out of that situation. That's more than you could ever have asked for. That's more than you could ever have expected. And now he's got his team man advantage into this. Wit's on the flank from short, but this round, it's looking a little bit rough now for Bren, but they do get 1 kill back in. Flying plane up towards the window. There's only 2 players in the CT side, or the T side in towards the B-bomb side itself, and Viva is so aware of that flank. He catches out Wits. What a smart player Viva is. And now the bomb goes down. Derek forced off of the site, and there's so much pressure being applied here from Invictus. That should have been a round that they lose immediately. There was 4 players positioned towards the opposite end of the map. Bren sent 4 players in through the tunnels, and Destroyer somehow picks up 2 kills.
Never mind, I was muted all this while, Dinko. I had pulled off a Mitch there, so no one heard my incredible analysis. Oh, Derek!
Ah.
Oh! There we go, he's dead.
He just touched on the fact, you know, bit of a predictable play coming in the previous round from Wits, perhaps. From Viva shutting him down. Obviously, Destroyer stepped up. That was what you missed, guys, in summary. All of which, very true, of course. And the fact that Invictus win that round out of all of them, Blaze, is the most surprising thing, right? The fact that they come into the rounds, they're stacking towards the other end of the map, and the T side pushed through B with 1 player there. Still win that. That's just ridiculous. But look at Destroyer. Look how much control he's got. Look how much information he's gleaned from this. He's pushed all the way through the tunnels. He's all the way in spawn.
Yeah.
Now, there's a point where he goes a little too far, perhaps, here, because if they go straight into B, he's going to be very far removed. And flying up, be under quite a bit of pressure now.
Imagine he crosses over and he misses the player flanking from tunnels. Oh no, what are you doing? Bren! Someone's got to check. No one smokes it off, Dinko. It's a disaster.
Did they have a smoke? I don't think they had a smoke. If they did have a smoke, then I'm very mad.
Whoa,
but
whoa,
I'm going to
whoa.
give them the benefit of the doubt. But Pro, he's going to try and win this round. He's got 2 kills picked up. And he's going to be looking for the last 3 players on Invictus. He's got this B-bomb site. He's looking to be the solo hero. He was actually really playing well in the previous map. Now, that's something we haven't really seen a whole lot from Pro. He's definitely been a little bit of a quieter player here for Bren. But this could work. Look at the flank, though. He might come through the door. The barrel spotter. That gives away his position. And Bottle will win the round. It's a second picked up for Invictus. 5-2 into the next round.
Bomb, guys? All right, there we go.
There we go. I mean, nearly pulled off a G2 there, but they do get it. 5-2 on the board, and yeah, I feel like that was a little strange from Bren. I want to see this full committal up middle.
I want to see the utility, mainly.
Yeah, that's the main thing I want to see. Because if they had a smoke, I'm incredibly mad. Oh, God.
They
What's
had a
that
smoke.
one?
That a smoke. Wits had a smoke. Wits had a smoke. And,
Why?
and if you're going to peering out that way, why is no one covering CT? Like, why is no one looking that direction? That was just brain dead.
The fact that they have a smoke and they don't use it for the CT cross is the most, it's just so dumb. It's so dumb. Just use that smoke, because you're basically hindering yourself completely. Not only can you be killed from CT, you can be killed from the A-bomb. So you're all hinging the fact that you can get across safely by jumping. You seriously think that's going to work? No. Decision making in Asian Counter-Strike is some of the most ridiculous decisions I've ever seen in my life. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Listen. I've been doing this for a while. Asian Counter-Strike. You can clearly see my sanity. I'm at the frayed ends of my sanity, and some people even say I'm an alcoholic. I'm not, though. I'm not. I drink because I enjoy drinking at times, and I think the best way to go with a game like this, with some mistakes like this, just take a sip of some whiskey and be like, interesting play. You gotta calm down, Dinko. It happens. You gotta breathe and let it happen. It's fine.
Embrace the madness. Well, CsGo up on top of the A-bomb site. He's taken down 1. Viva with a headshot. Wit's trying his best, and well, the bomb is going to get planted. It's Bren looking for a 6th round, and it's going to be difficult, especially with flying just coming in from behind. And it's 1 and 2, and he topples them easily. 3rd round for Invictus. Bren were off to the flawless start, but they have capitulated and will now be left on the floor. They've lost 3 in a row. Invictus starting to look much better, starting to look much more comfortable. The bomb plant secured does confirm money into the round here for Bren. So we'll be looking at possibly a chance at picking up 6.
The thing is, like, this round was a complete shutdown. For me, what breaks me is that mid to B play without using the smoke, honestly. Waddle doing good work towards long. I like the play from Xiaosage there. If he wasn't blinded, I feel I could have even found Wits. And then, of course, a perfectly timed flank coming in from flying. 3 rounds for Invictus. As they start to claw back into this map. Money starting to stabilize as well for the CT side. And for Bren, well, they're staring down an empty money barrel right now. Nothing really left in the coffers. See AWP for Wits. Have AKs, Galils. Again, very limited utility. 3 smokes, 2 Molotovs, 1, 2, 3 flashbangs. That's pretty light for the T side. So whatever they're going to do, they have to just kind of like make up their mind. They don't have much utility to try and sell a fake or try and draw the utility from the CT. So they have to kind of like go for whatever execute they have in mind. As they go clearing out towards tunnels. Invictus have kept 3 players towards B. That's an interesting read. That's a very interesting read.
On Viva is positioned towards long. Bottle is playing in the corner. They're starting to bring their players up towards short. Mid push coming through from the T side. Bren looking to apply pressure towards this B ramp, and while flying behind the double doors, he's going to throw the smoke down, the Molotov towards the window. And here comes the attack from Bren. They're sending players to the tunnel as Derek that goes down, flying, holding on. That's the bomb dropped as well. This is good from yeah, it was good for Invictus. And while flying, throwing a net in front of himself, but he does dodge it. And now Brian kind of stuck in the mud. Move forward. Viva is scared in case they push through CT spawn up to the A bomb site, but the bomb is actually inside of the B site itself. It's just cautions coming through, and well, it's going to be the push on in. Finally, it's a done deal here. Flying gets it cleaned up. Not exactly the cleanest kills, but nonetheless, the job is done. 5-4. That's 4 rounds in a row now for Invictus, and when we take a look over here for Bren, I do see it all just starting to crumble for them. We talked about how often the CT side could look weak, but they're going to need to get more rounds in this T side. It looks brilliant, but now it's quite the opposite.
It is quite the opposite, and Bren suddenly... that's the one thing I've noticed about Bren as a team, is how when things are going their way and they're looking good, they look pretty clinical. Some pretty solid Counter-Strike, good tactics, execution looking good as well. But once things don't start going their way, like the mid-round seems so chaotic. Like they don't seem to really have a good grasp on things. And that's when they start going for the individual plays. Their hits look so disjointed, and that's what we've seen in the past few rounds. Well, right now just the pistols for the side of Bren. They do have 1 flashbang in the hands of Papi Chulo, 3 Deeks, couple of P250s, and the gathering for this B hit, but so far Destroyer has been a rock on his B bombs, and of course he's got flying as well to help him out. The first shot's not going to connect, but it's got Incendiary to keep them at bay, and they can't push on. They don't have any smokes. They're going to get stopped in their tracks. Bomb will be... no, it can't be retrieved, but with the full drive-by. But Flying's there to shut it down. That was...
This is nuts.
That was a nice shot.
Well, look at the money for Invictus. They're strip balling. We've got Bottle here. He's got 10.4k in the bank. Flying $1,800. I mean, we're not going to talk about that. But the rest of the team, they've got so much money over here. Bren, they've got the AKs out, the AWP for Wits. It's a buy finally coming in here for Bren. They have got the purchase in. We'll see if they can do anything with it. Wits had a nice shot with the Deagle in the previous round. We'll see if he can do it with the AWP in this one. Xbox smoke up. And Pro, well, he's capitalized on that. He's straight up short. He's not wasting any time. Look at him. He's not running. He's not stopped running. He's the whole way up short. He's still there. I thought he was just going to keep running into the A site. That would have been brilliant.
Oh,
It's like Forrest Gump. Oh, he gets caught out of position. Pro, it would take an easy kill now flying. He's going to go down as well. Derek doing good work. And now the push from Shouts Gate through the smoke. It's good for 1 kill. And that is the bomb. That's the biggest player to lose. And what, luckily, Pro's there. Papachula would have found the kill as well. Viva and Bottle, now the last 2 remaining players. And what can they really hope to do in this 2 versus 4? Probably not a whole lot. So this has to be the safe call coming in from Invictus. Even though their money is in such a good spot, just getting on that side was just going to be impossible. There's no need to throw away your weapons. There's no need to give them the satisfaction. And so it's going to be a 6th round for Bren. You take the lead back.
Not done yet.
It's still early days, of course, as well here in Dust 2. So making any assumptions is obviously going to have to come with a little bit of a pinch of salt, right? In terms of lots of rounds still to be played. No one really knows how these games will go, especially with Invictus kind of being the most volatile team. Other than one round, they
You
can
just
look
have to
incredible.
go. Well, you just have to go all the way back to train and just like try and make sense of what happened there.
Exactly. You can like, for instance, Bren can look so good in the first half, right? You just come back in, they're swinging out, they get themselves so many rounds on the board. They lose a pistol round, they lose a follow-up, and it all crumbles from there. And you got to realize that half to half, there's a reason it's an entirely new half, right? Because you're flipping over to the other side of things. You're playing the defensive side. You got to try and figure out how you're going to approach that. And a lot of teams, and in particular Bren right now, it's quite difficult. So we'll see if this works out. Destroy looking down in towards middle. They're going to go boost up on top of the Xbox, sending quite a few players in towards short. Currently, if you look at the CT side setup, you've got 1 player in towards A long, and that's Bottle. He's pushed all the way through.
As much as I love Derek, I would actually like him to be with the pack. I feel like he'd do more damage here. Because if he loses his duel and he gets taken out, that's such a crucial player from his team just getting eliminated. There we go. Derek's lost right there. I'd rather have any other player hold that angle than Derek. I'd rather send Derek up with the rest of the pack. And look at Bottle. Look at him just pushing on up. They can just leave long right now. They don't need to keep any eyes on long. Bottle's going to keep holding W, pushing on up. I think Bren are going to be ready and waiting here. Bottle, oh my god, he's going to get a number of kills, and he hasn't made any sound yet. 1, and the flashback from his teammates actually helping, well, not helping him out, but he's still going to get 3 kills, Dinko. 3 kills, as Bren's going to get punished for the trepidation, and now it's a 2v4. They're going to be running in towards B, but Flying's already lying in waiting from above. He's going to rain hellfire. Micro replies back, but this should be done. It's a 2v3. There's a player, a 1v3. What am I even saying? There's 1 player on the bomb side. It's Destroyer with the off. Scoped in and Micro. Well, the shot's going to miss, but they're all going to come swarming in, and Shao Saga is going to deal the final blow. And Invictus, they get around number 6.
They do indeed. It'll be a 6-6 scoreline. Back and forth we go. Invictus tie things up, and while Bren looking into the next one, round number 13 in their sights, they will have a purchase up. And I love that. Well, I don't love it. I just think it's kind of funny seeing Bottle get aggressive there, because usually, obviously, when you're playing that spot, you have the positional advantage in terms of you see the shadow before the player sees you, right? So you can get ready. You can start shooting that first bullet off. Bottle just decides, nah, I'm going to peek. Goes to the peak, wins the fight. Important stuff there, and that kind of just summarizes how good Invictus are. Well, Wits gets off to a pretty flying start over here on this B-bomb site.
Flying, being lost, obviously going to be hampering that B-bomb site, and that's going to force Shao Sage to reposition himself, relocate his position towards his B-bomb site. Now, what does Bren do? I like the re-aggression from the CT's. Bottle's going to be playing up close. It's all about timing. Op shot's going to ring out. It's going to miss everything, but doesn't matter. Bottle's there, and Pro's more than ready. Viva gets deleted. And unfortunately, Dinko, because Shao Sage had rotated back towards B, This retake is looking nigh impossible, and you can see the player towards lower tunnels, Poppy. He's listening to all the footsteps. He knows exactly where the two CTs are, and they're going to be going in for the hunt. They're going to try and take away his weapons. Now, I don't think it's going to be enough to force Invictus to go for a save, but, you know, damage dealt is still damage dealt.
Damage dealt, indeed, and well, Invictus tucked into this B bomb site. You've got Pat Pachula just in the tunnels right now. Derek coming to join him. Flashbang going into the site that fully blinds Destroyer. He tucks himself in the corner. Well, shouts again. He's going to go down. Destroyer doing good work to find one, but he's under pressure now. This AWP into the next round would be quite the save, and there it is. He will get it through. 7-6, Bren into the lead again. I'm never confident they're going to keep it, though. It seems like they're just going to keep dropping it, and that's going to be the way of the world. And oh, that's such a nice shot. Pro, he's been fantastic across the series, hasn't he?
I think Pro saw that elbow, which is why he was so focused on in Viva playing towards that an angle. Oh, look at the flurry of flashes. Who's that admit that Destroyer is so blind? But Viva's going to find Derek. What's long? The creep from Pro. I don't know about that one, Chief. 3v5 already, Dinko. After a hard-fought round earlier, and this is looking like it's going to be tied up. 7-all. Unless Invictus goes for a big mistake here. Why is Viva holding that angle? Okay, now he's going to push on in. Alright, that makes more sense. I was like, why is he holding that angle when teammate's already in short? That makes no sense. CsGo, he's going to be forced out of position, but he's going to be standing right behind. The flames won't spread enough to make him uncomfortable and flying. Just hugging the smoke, waiting for the timing. Flashbang from his teammates. He's going to pop any moment. No, he's just going to walk on dry. And it's going to be Wits finding a player. 3v4 now, but they're also low, Dinko. This is looking almost impossible. Bottle's going to find both of them. And Wits, 1v4.
Well, shots again. Gets rid of Wits immediately. 7-7, like I said, it's impossible to predict Bren to hold on to the lead, it seems. They go down. Yeah, again, 7-7. Tying things up is Invictus. And they will be looking to try and take the lead at the half. Bren will do their best to take that one-round advantage going into the second, but this is as good as it gets on Dust 2, right? As close as you can get it. Pretty balanced map across the board, and we kind of expected this, right? 'Cause I have to say, Bren, although yes, a couple of the players are overperforming, in particular Pro, right? He has never really hit this level in this tournament just yet. I have to say, Invictus are underperforming, and I feel like that's why it's been this close. No, they've had their moments for sure. I mean, Flying definitely stepped up on Trin as well, and he's had a better performance here in Dust 2, but still not quite the Flying level we know he's capable of. And what he's going to go back into the tunnels, it's Destroy with the first kill, Flying following up and taking down Wits. That's enough to scare off Bren, and they're going to go back to T-spawn. They're going to try and figure out where they want to go with this one. Still a full minute and 20 seconds left in play, and they've already lost 2.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I feel like Invictus have looked very, very mortal ever since they picked up Bottle, who on paper he is an upgrade over Oi. Like, you can't deny that. He has definitely been an upgrade, but as a team, look, they were never the most tactical team when it comes to Asian Counter-Strike, right? Like, they had their moments, but they always had flaws in the way they approached the game. But it seems like it's even worse right now. And the firepower upgrade they got with Bottle, it just doesn't negate that fact. And I think that's a big problem right now, especially when they're going to be facing off against the better teams like, you know, let's say a Tiger or Vici. It's not really going to be enough. Those are some really, really massive whip shots. They're not going to check. They're not going to check. They're not going to check. And it's all on Pro. 1v4. Okay. All right. He's got a couple. Now it's a 1v2, spots a player right below, but he's got to stick the plant here. Not much time to work with. He knows where Flying's coming in from, but he is completely unaware of Destroyer's position. Now that smoke's going to give him an opportunity, Dinko, to sneak on in. Are they going to peek in together? Yes, they are. The timing is terrible for him and Pro. Well, like you said, Dinko, he has been fantastic so far in this map. 18 kills for the man, but it's not going to be enough to seal them that round. It is going to be 8 rounds with Invictus. Heading to the second half, they will have the 1-round lead.
they will, and that's, I mean, it would have loved a little bit more. It's enough to be happy with, but not exactly the most comfortable position to be in right now if you're Invictus, especially coming in as the overdogs, the team that are the favorites to win this one. Bren have performed relatively solidly throughout this series, I have to say. You know, forcing us to a third map and taking it first, and probably should have taken the second map. They had plenty of opportunities to do so. But here we are, over on Dust 2. Invictus lead the way going into the second half. This pissed around, incredibly important for both teams. It'll decide the fate of the first couple of rounds here of the second half. And set the momentum early on. Invictus with the utility, blowing out towards the long position. Pro with the headshot, Viva going down. He'll go back for more, but has to fall back and think about his approach and how he's going to reapproach this position. Continue to run in towards him. Pro now coming away from the angle. He's sticking around and just wants these fights. Bit of an awkward one, but he waits in the flashes from his teammates. And they don't connect, but he still finds the headshot, gives him enough confidence to swing on by. And CsGo goes down. So, two-man advantage picked up for Bren. All thanks to Pro.
He has been phenomenal so far as Poppy. Kill. And Flying gets nothing done. Derek's gonna shine. It's all in Destroyer Dinko. P250. He is the mini raid boss. Actually, no, he's a naked raid boss because he's got no Kevlar, and right now he's got no head as well. Scores have been tied up. Bren have won both the pistol rounds. It's a complete flip from what we witnessed on Train, where I do believe it was Invictus who won both the pistol rounds, taking that map 16-13, despite trailing quite substantially in the second half. And now Bren off to a fantastic start, and Pro popping off.
Yeah, Pro really popping off, really delivering. And he has been so fantastic throughout this series. And that's something a lot of teams haven't been able to do or haven't been able to master, is the fact that, okay, you can pop off in one map, but a lot of teams have had those individuals just drop off as the series goes on, right? You can have a different face. And I think Viva's probably the main culprit for that, right? He's the player that kind of shows up in one map and goes completely missing on the next. So it has been impressive to see such a big performance from Pro be continued, but that's a big swing. And Flying has found the headshot onto Wits. Now this defense gets a little bit scared. Figure out what they want to do. Holding on here, it could be a bit of a problem moving forward. They've lost one player. And the time is under a minute left as now Invictus gather with most of their forces in towards this A bomb site. Pro, he'll be playing from short. He's got himself a good spot. Smoke is going to go down onto the bomb site, and now the attack comes in over the top. It's Pro looking for the first kill. Bottle going down as Pro finally dealt with as Viva is the man to shut him down on the Deagle. It's a 4 versus 3, and they drop with the bomb. They drop with the bomb, and it's right into the hands of Bren. Destroyer will try and fight back, but they have given them this round. It's 9-8 on the board. Bren, take the bomb away and take the round as well.
That was it was a bomb carrier who died. Oh,
yeah,
on short,
and the bomb was down, so Flying had to drop down and get it.
Oh my god. That's why the carrier should never ever hug that the edge of that short area. You always play with your back against the wall. It's been a look. I don't want to call it a problem. I know a lot of people say, you know, the bomb shouldn't bounce like that when someone dies, when the bomb carrier dies. That it should just drop where he died. But I don't know. Like, it's been there for so long. You know, people have adapted to it. Anyway, Bren, they survived the scare Dinko. That was looking very, very grim for the Filipino side. And fortunately for them, Lady Luck smiles down and gives them a kiss.
It was looking like it was going to be one of those Invictus classic rounds, right? With the Deagles, they're just going to take it away, break their hearts, but it doesn't pan out that way. Instead, it will be Invictus who fall away. 9 rounds picked up. The problem is that like, they had one too many Deagles, right? They had 5 instead of the 4.
So that makes
sense. The theory couldn't play out. And well, Derek Cole, he pushes up. He nearly got dropped, or at least an opportunity for him to go down, but stay alive. The missed shot coming through. Now the attack from Invictus in towards this A bomb site seems to be the call. They're going to try and get a bomb plant. That would be the ideal scenario right now for them. They start to move forward. Pro with the flashbang up into the air. And now the push forward starts to come on through. Good crossfire being held here. Papachula from Goose should be able to deliver a couple more. Wits on the MP9, get some money added to the tally as well. And Pro clean up with the FAMAS. Chula stepping out as well. Yeah, just easy counter strike coming in from Bren. Not making it too difficult for themselves. Double figures now.
This is looking pretty grim right now for Invictus. But how many times have we said that, Denko? And it just like managed to come swinging back into the map. So now we're going to count this this Chinese side out. We got to bear in mind they are right now second place on the table in the group standings as well, having only lost one map, only dropped one. Who was against? Who was it against? Actually, I actually don't remember. Invictus. It's been some labored wins though. Like they've struggled to win some of the games they've had. But anyway, Facet coming in towards B. Dinko. Shaosaka is going to open things up. Micro with the spray. 2 huge kills. But Viva replies back. And now it's a 3v3. Retake already on its way. Molotov from Wits. Not really gonna be effective. This should be a very hard retake to lose. Or rather, to win. What am I saying? Rather, very hard post-plant to lose.
Yeah. That's the thing. The B-bomb side is so difficult to get back into the hands of the CT side, right? Especially when you have, like, no utility. You have one flash for Papachula, one for Derek that's now been used up. And they start to go forward, but this is definitely a done deal. They start to walk into the bomb site. Papachula going down, Derek as well. Now it's just Wits locked outside of the B-bomb site. We're looking at a 10-9 scoreline. Invictus not done. Viva with 3 kills this time. Line does start at the bomb after, but take a look at the money here for Bren. It's a scenario in which they can be comfortable enough. The buy's not going to be terrible, but they're not going to have the utility. They're not going to have that AWP out. And so when you're getting into these important rounds, these decisive rounds for the next few, you generally want to have as much money to play with as possible. And that's not the best buy at all here from Bren.
Really isn't. And I feel Pro should... I know, I don't want to pick on individuals, but Pro should have at least got 1 kill there from the car position. Instead he got taken down. Was kind of a little blinded as well. So I really can't blame him. Oh, Poppy. Aggressive play. Keeps him at bay towards short. Heavy short control by Bren. And that means they're pretty much giving up long at the moment. Which is something which Invictus is going to be taking advantage of. They are telegraphing their approach, Dinko. A lot of flashes. Counter flashes coming in from the CDs as well. But now they've found themselves in some pretty good spots. Pro on the bomb site. He's got a player playing towards elevator. Have another 2 more players playing towards short. They have only 1 towards B. And this hit is going to be coming in any moment right now.
Just gathering their forces, and here they go. The attacking side in the form of Invictus taking the bomb site by storm, but it's Pro with a huge double. Flying doing good work, or at least trying to, but it's actually Destroyer that's got the 1 kill. Derek stepping up this time, and Destroyer's found the important frags that's got them alive here. Invictus not done yet, but it's certainly looking unlikely with that boost coming over the top. Well played from Bren. 11 rounds. And Blair. That's such an important round for them to win. They barely had anything to work with coming into it, right? It was all going to be based off the rifles. And those jewels going their way. And luckily, I feel like that was almost the perfect hit from Invictus for Bren. You know, they come in towards A long, they gather up. That's exactly what Bren want. They don't need to hold them off the utility. There's enough chaos coming in. They can focus all their resources on one part of the map. So I feel like Invictus actually just set Bren up for success without knowing it.
I also love how Bren were proactive in the 3v2. They didn't allow Invictus to feel a little comfortable and then kind of like isolate the duels. Instead, they just went for the boost there. Perfectly timed. And, well, Invictus back to the Deagles. I don't know why Bottle has gone
Back
for the full
again.
investment. Yeah, here we
He
go.
does it all the time. He always goes to the full investment. It's like he doesn't like to have money.
Pro, why are you only that angle? I don't know, I'm not a big fan. Oh, they're taking a lot of damage from the M4 Micro. He will just find one, but Pro should be enough to mow them all down. Good for 2, but they've lost the bomb site. And what is that from Destroyer? He just wrecks Derek through the smoke. Look at the health, Dinko. They don't have. Yeah, well, they have the one
Wits,
smoke.
you madman.
How is this? I don't know.
Well, Viva now in a 1 versus 2. They headshot.
Oh my god.
Oh, they get down to the 1 versus 1. Some stupid shots coming in here from Invictus, but they will not win the round at least. Incredible stuff though from Destroyer. I really don't know how he pulls that kind of stuff off, but they don't get the round win, and that's the problem, right? They don't even get the bomb plant either. So, I mean, it's okay. They've got money in the bank, and Bottle has got himself enough money thanks to his teammates actually. So he'll have the AK out.
Destroyer keeps doing this to himself again and again, right? Like, you're facing off against M4s, 4 M4s, and then MP9, and you got no head armor. Why? Because you just went for the force buy, like, just fully bought up the previous round when the rest of the team wasn't an eco. I kind of see why Destroyer is Tom's favorite player.
He non-stop talks about them, right?
Yeah.
He
Those
just,
of you who don't know,
off
like, we have our own-
camera.
Yeah,
It's
in our
his
private
favorite
WhatsApp group, every
player,
morning is
yeah.
like, good morning,
Worship
gentlemen.
Destroyer.
Yeah. I think he even has an altar with Destroyer's face.
He actually texted us this morning and was requesting for us to not commentate this game because he so desperately wanted to commentate his favorite player.
Well, too bad, Tom. We get to cast Destroyer. Suck on that. Aggression from Poppy. Oh, this could either go very, very wrong, Dinko, or he could just win the round alone single-handedly.
Oh,
he's going to win it. He's going to win it.
Work. The transfer gets the double, and now he's going to look for more. Papachulo, what a hero. What a veteran of this team, but he eventually will go down. And Wits, he's a decent spot here, but he has been a bit whiffy sometimes. We'll see if he can make it work. Flying starting to move forward in towards this A site. He'll look for the plant. Viva scoped in towards long. Now looking for some action. Nothing presenting itself just yet. 4 versus 2. Oh, missed shot from Viva. That's going to cost him. Oh my, that was a no-scope. That was a no-scope from Viva. He hits the shot off long as well, but it's not enough damage to cause death for Derek. But still, that no-scope. Ridiculous. Good retake though from Brad, of course.
Yeah, especially, I feel it was, I think it was Pro, was playing up close there. Great, sorry, it was Poppy, who just held on, he didn't over-aggress, it was a 4v2, so yeah, even despite the crazy no-scope there from Viva, it was not going to be good enough. The spacing was just perfection from the CD side. Nice knife. 13-9, Bren. They're looking better and better, Dinko. Although, you have to keep an eye on the money. And the money is still very, very rough, I might say, for the side of Bren. 1 round lost, and Invictus can just grind their way back in here.
Yeah, it's really brittle, right? It can just break at any point. And yeah, it's very important that Bren just keep this focus level up. We know what happens when they drop off. We know what happens when they give a small but potent chance to Invictus. They're going to take every opportunity they get. And so you can't really afford to let that happen. You can't really afford to let Invictus back into things because they're just going to grab it. They're just going to grab it easily and pick it up and run with it. So it's very important for them to stay focused throughout this. And Destroyer, he's going to catch himself out, Derek. It's a good kill coming through from him. And Wits as well, dropped down to 10 HP. This is not the start they would have been hoping for, but Viva catching out one. Papachula going down. It's a huge deficit right now for the CT side that Wits will try and pull back. But because of his position, he feels very claustrophobic and only manages the one off the AWP. And that's going to be a round on the board for Invictus Gaming. They take the A-bomb site. They bombard the players in defense. And Pro and Micro have to save into the next one.
Who was a player walking out long? Was it Poppy or was that Derek? Whoever it was, doesn't matter. Whoever it was, that was kind of a misplay from Bren. I mean, you have no eyes in long. You know there was a smoke blooming on top of pit, and you just walk out clearing out long alone without any care that there might be someone inside of the pit. That's just sloppy play. That's a problem with the team. It's like,
They
yeah,
get to a certain point, and then they just kind of stop thinking. So they do everything right up until it matters the most, and then they can decide to just completely die. It doesn't make sense. And they just got to find consistency in their decision making. I think that's fair to say for both teams. I mean, there has been moments where both teams have really made some questionable decisions, some decisions that none of us here on the desk or on the casting position will ever agree with. But it's been at least an entertaining affair. And Bren, well, they are now 3 away from picking up the win here in this series. From picking up the win in a 2-1 fashion over Invictus Gaming, one of the favorite teams when it comes to most of these matchups. Top 3 team within the region. On paper, right? I don't really know if it's hard to say. Because you would say they'd be performing like a top 3 team, right? Or they are a top 3 team, but they haven't really been performing like that one, right? So
Are they a top 3 team, though? I mean, Tiger's there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
When you look at it, you can say they are, but they aren't really performing like it. They definitely have to step it up. Did they not win the head-to-head against Tiger, though?
They did, but they got dismantled by Vici as well. So, and listen, they're losing to Bren right now. So what are Invictus?
That's what I'm saying. It's difficult to call anybody anything in this region. I think the only clear-cut team is Tyloo. You can't really even say with conviction a lot of the time that Vici are clear-cut second as well, because they lose to the likes of Tiger. They lose pretty strange series, right? So
they were 14-7 up, leading map 1 against Tyloo yesterday. Or was it the day before?
I mean, when you choke that much,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to really put them up highly or rate them highly in that way. But Derek needs to be careful here. There's a Molotov at his left side, smoke in front of him, and he's going to start walking forward. The rest of the team's starting to run him down from long. He's got to shut a couple of these players away. And Derek is stuck in the smoke. They come over the top. It's Flying and Destroyer with 2 kills. And now a 3 versus 5. A 2-man advantage in play for the T side, and Destroyer, he picks up Micro. Pro comes back in and taps away with the headshots, and Destroyer will eventually get rid of him. It's just Wits alone in a 1v4, and he has opportunities, but he cannot get anything done off the back of them. It's 13-11. It's Invictus Gaming, who will win themselves yet another round and send the money from Bren to the bin.
Did Destroyer see Derek in the smoke, or was it just like a random bullet? Because I actually like what Derek did there. It was being very cheeky. Okay, let's take a look here. Line gets a kill on a short player. Oh, he saw the blood. Oh. He did pre-fire at the angle, though. He was like, yeah, there might be someone there.
Isn't there a country that, or I think it might have been Germany at least, there had to be a rule put into the game where there was no blood or something? Just imagine, that's one of the scenarios where like all the teams in Germany just don't see what's going on.
I guess it's not red blood? Like, I guess you could have something like
No,
green.
I'm pretty sure they still have it in the game. I think it just had to be a setting that they could turn it off or something. Something like that.
Isn't there like a mode in CSGO itself where it's what's the one where like you kill someone and he just gets
goes
on his
down,
knees? Yeah, it surrenders.
It's like PG mode or something. I don't know.
Can we have a round like that in PG mode? That would be hilarious.
I think there's also a pirate mode. Like
yeah, but that's just a text though, right?
Yeah, that just changes all the text. Yeah.
I want to.
Also, something I noticed is obviously when you type in God mode, you just type in just God into chat. Is you can type Buddha and that turns it on.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Oh. Flurry of flashes being exchanged, and Derek's gonna find one, but Poppy and Pro, they chime back with a couple of kills. Bomb has been dropped, has to be retrieved. Viva's got his hands on it. Micro might get taken down here. Oh no, he somewhat dodges the bullets, but it's all on Viva, Dinko.
Yeah, he's not doing anything here. He's not doing anything. Surely he goes down. I'm more telling myself that because I just kind of hope that's what happens, but he gets to. He steps up and now a chance to win this round. Tech 9 in hand, a 3rd kill. Boy, it's happening. Viva in the 1 versus 4. You can count him out. You definitely can. You probably should have. But now he's going to win this round. A 1 versus 1. Micro off towards long. He's got no kit. He's the youngest player, the new addition to this Bren team. And Viva has been their nightmare. This will be enough to break their back. This might just be the turning factor in this game. And while Viva, he goes down. The headshot from Micro. He saves the day. Bren will get a 14th. But my God, that was far too close.
Little bit of overconfidence from Bren, the first player just taking the fight, spring to the smoke. He's taken down his second 2 players, one in the pit, one above the pit. That's just asking for the 1v1s. And against someone of this caliber, you don't do that. Okay, this one. I mean, look at this, right? Look at this. There's no way. And then Pro comes out, Tech 9. Huge shot from Micro to win that one. But honestly, I felt like Viva had that, Dinko. Looked like it was done.
It definitely looked that way. I got a little bit worried because I said I counted him out. I did blood. I did. And it was more so the fact that I was kind of hoping it played out that way because truly Bren can't lose a round like that. But they do win it nonetheless. Maybe not in the fashion I was hoping. But Derek gets the double kill. And it's a man advantage in play for Bren. Looking to grab map point in this series. Grab series point. Viva, he's pushed out solo into this B-bomb site. Under pressure now. The Tech 9 running through in the smoke. Trying to get over the top behind the operates. Wits going down. Oh no, Viva. He's got another kill and now Micro. He won the 1v1 clutch against him in the previous round. He looks to be the bane of his existence again. And he'll find him. The headshot. And now a 2v3. A man advantage still intact for the CT side. But they've vacated A. They've left A. Destroyer though. He'll go down. And that leaves Shoutside Gale alone. And he's going to whiff a couple of shots now. Papachula eventually going down. And how messy is this game right now, player? How messy is this round? And I'm not talking about the skillful footballer. This is terrible.
Oh, no.
15-12. Bren.
Can they
They're
do
about
it?
to win against Invictus. Can they pull it off? Can they take it over the line? The money's actually in a worse spot than the T side somehow, but there we go. That's that. That's the way the economy works. We love it.
Oh, Derek's position there is just massive, isn't it? Imagine Invictus lose to Bren. I mean, the only team that've lost it so far is Vici. Now, look, Invictus's position is not going to be in danger. They're going to qualify for the playoff.
No, it's more like a little sting, right? It hurts your ego
It's not just
bit.
that. You want to be second place. You don't want to face Tai Lu till the finals, right? You want this placing points. But more importantly, Dinko, Bren winning this? Despite, even if Beyond win all their games, this could be it. Like, Bren might actually take it away from Beyond, which is huge.
What a weird scenario this is. And what, Brent, they're going to get the smoke down onto the Molotov, and that's going to keep Wits alive behind the corner of the car. But Derek, no!
Why?
Bren don't like themselves. That's all I can say. And what, Wits is behind the smoke. He's going to have a chance here. No scope onto Bottle, but he needs more, and he gets a second shot off. Now Micro. You got all to do. A 1v1. Flying's on low HP. He's got 9 HP to win this. And Micro, he could be the god. He could be Bren's talisman. He's going to make it work. 2 kills picked up. 16-12. Bren, they will pull it off. Invictus Gaming going down. And that is not exactly the result we were all expecting coming into today. But it's a pleasant one. I welcome it.
Bren have pulled it off. I won't lie. I wasn't expecting that, but I'm happy. I'm actually happy for them. They managed to pull off a win against one of the bigger teams in the tournament. Tom, Mitch, you were saying 2-1, 2-0 for Invictus. What the hell went wrong there?
I think it's something we kind of expected, though, at the same time, right? We gave the caveat that Invictus could have a hiccup on one map, and coming into the first, well, it definitely didn't look good, because honestly, I would have pinned Train as Bren's map. At that point, I thought it would be 2-0. Again, Invictus show up. They show us what they're capable of a little bit. What I'm most impressed with here is over on the Bren side, map 1, Pro was having little to no impact. Matter of fact, watching that game, I'll be honest, obviously I didn't get to say this afterwards, but I had this feeling of, why did they get rid of Ja and keep Pro? Because for me, in that previous tournament, the Pal Summer event, I was sat there the whole time. I was way more impressed by Ja than I was by Pro. So, and then he had a really weak first map, and I'm thinking, okay, look, it's all lining up, right? My prejudice is getting answered. And then in this map right here, the dude shows up. He's close to double the next closest kills to him on his team. It's pretty damn impressive. Derek is cool, calm, collected. The rest of the team stepping up to fill that void. Wits didn't even show up, and that's That's nuts to see that you've got someone like Micro, the new guy in here that we're kind of questioning. He's had some not so great performances, and yet he's able to deliver as well. We're seeing a lot of depth to this Bren lineup, and I'm really enjoying that. Still, though, the problem is always going to be, for me, some of the decision making, man. It is wild.
And on top of that, I feel like one of the biggest problems for the side of Bren, Tom, is the fact that they only have one Derek, as we do have Pro as the MVP. He is going to be the deserved MVP, just one kill short of dropping the 30 bomb. But yeah, what